Alrighty, everybody. We are live with another episode of Table Talk, and tonight, joining me as always, you have my beautiful wife, my co-host, Lady Divergent, and joining us, and this is who our guest tonight is, Mr. ZuulishGoverian. Did I say that correctly?
No, no. Good try though. Really good try. It's ZuulishGoverian.
Gozerian. Oh, did I even type
Well,
that? No,
you
I didn't type.
butchered that.
I completely typed it wrong. So we're gonna have to fix that. Um,
Oh, it's all
but I was
right.
close. I was close.
I'm all right.
He kind of cries a little over there in his head.
That's it. You know, this is how we start these streams off early. Usually it's technical difficulties because they can't hear, anybody. But tonight
Speaking
it's.
of which, actually, can you guys hear me okay? Do I sound good to you?
You
Yes,
sound great.
I
Okay.
turned you up to make sure, but yeah, no, they can hear you perfectly.
Why can't I don't even see you live yet, Lee. What the hell's going on here?
Don't know.
He is on live space.
I know. That's where I'm looking.
I had
Sometimes
to
I gotta
refresh it a
refresh
couple
it
of
in order for it
times.
to work.
I'm not getting it. There we go. There's Twitch wants to kick in now. It was being ridiculous. Evidently, I'm not allowed to chat in your stream.
That's all right. We're gonna have some technical difficulties. Right
There
off
we
the
go.
bat.
Somewhere along the way.
It wouldn't be an episode here without it.
That's true.
So
That is so true.
now that we've already butchered your name, made you cry, had technical difficulties, I think we're off to a fantastic start.
Yeah.
So
Nothing more can go wrong.
Well,
Zuulish.
no, that's not true. There's plenty that could go wrong.
That's true.
You haven't, give it about 30 minutes before you start asking the really off the wall questions, and then we'll see how it goes from there.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah. All right. So I know we asked you before we started this, but Zuulish, how old are you? For everybody listening.
hello. My name is ZuulishGoverian, and I'm an alcoholic. Oh, wait. Sorry. Wait. This isn't that. Oh, sorry. This is something different.
No,
Sorry.
we're gonna be getting
Hey,
personal
whatever,
here. So.
whatever rolls. I mean,
I'm 46 years old.
Okay. So how long have you been making content?
Not very long, actually. Well, it's funny. I think I actually need to, because I got an email from Twitch saying that my streamiversary is coming up, and I'm like, ooh.
like your first streamiversary?
No, actually, it's my second.
Oh,
I was gonna say, I was like, wait,
you handled
we've
yourself
only been
really
doing
well.
this a year?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah, 2022, I believe.
Okay.
I don't know when my date is though, so I mean, hopefully Twitch reminds me again because I won't remember.
So what got you started making content? How did you start? Was it somebody invited you into doing it, or did you just come across it?
I actually just came across it, but I had people I knew of people that were doing it at the time. I mean, of course we were mid-COVID,
Right.
but I was already work a full-time job and stuff, so I mean, it's not like I, needed to. But throughout my life, I've always been told that I've have this great personality, and I have this great voice for radio, and I should do something with it, and blah blah blah. But I'm trying to remember like what kindled that fire. I mean I play video games, of course, but I just started hearing about Twitch, and I started checking people out, and I started building friendships, and I started I just, unfortunately, in the beginning I got in with some of the wrong people, but I mean it's not like I actually thought I was ever gonna like do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't gonna be like one of those people. I'm gonna just quit my job, and I'm gonna do this full time, and I'm gonna make it happen, and manifest destiny, and blah blah blah. I mean, it's just because it's hard. I mean, it's not. Well, in the beginning, I was doing it, almost every day. I mean, I was streaming like every day, and I'm like, I needed to take a break.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay,
I'm working.
so to hear you say that you were streaming every day, so that brings up my first question. Do you have a set schedule now that we can follow and know like when to catch you? And
Yeah.
are you pretty rigid on that set schedule?
Well, it depends on what your definition of rigid is.
I mean, it all comes down to
Oh,
you. I
With
mean,
lady, that's a very fair question. So,
Well, so
it
here's the thing.
is.
I mean, so
I
I
mean, is it
set my
semi-hard? Is it hard? Is it?
oh dear Lord in hell.
We said
um
rigid. Sorry, I read a whole.
Trust me, we
well,
know you went a whole different way.
every time I stare at lead, I mean, things do happen.
I hear that quite
I
often
hear
now.
that more and more lately.
But no, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I'm on the West Coast. So
Okay.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, normally between 7 and 8 p.m.
Okay.
Normal.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm a little bit more flexible now because some positive changes are happening in my life currently, and because I started doing Lyft. I started doing Lyft. Because before COVID, I was doing Lyft like pretty much every day for like 3.5 years,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
and but
Now we're
then
talking lift,
COVID.
like the driving thing, right?
Yep.
Okay. Making sure.
And
I'm right.
but COVID hit, and of course, and I was like, I was still working my full-time job at the time, and but but COVID came, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. I think I'm gonna be okay.
You were like, I can sit in the privacy of my own home and not have to worry about getting COVID by
Mm,
shuffling people around.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not even that. It's. I mean, Lyft didn't seem to give a shit at the time. Well, nobody really knew anything, so
Right.
I mean, but they didn't really push health and safety standards for until about 6 months in.
Right.
Oof. Okay. That makes more
And
sense.
so I was like, nah, I'm good,
Hmm.
thanks. But anyway, so I started. So here we are, 3.5, 4 years later, and I decided to ditch my mechanical car and move into electric.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what? I wonder what Lyft is like now, because I have a husband,
Mm-hmm.
um, and he has some medical things
Mm-hmm.
that we've been
Okay.
dealing with for a few years, and so he hasn't really been able to work a lot, and so I've been the breadwinner of the family,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, but and it's no fault of his, but it's I just needed to supplement income, and but now
Trust me, if
he's
anybody gets that, we get that.
Mm-hmm.
but no, I mean, I love him, and that'll never change, and my happiness is his happiness, and I just it's and but he's kind of taken off on Twitch right now, and he's a music producer. He does drum and bass, and he's been doing it for the better part of 20 plus years.
Okay.
But then Twitch, this whole, since basically now the club scene is dying, and well, not really, but people aren't really going out anymore, and people
Right.
just want to just hang out and home, and so
Mm-hmm.
so he's on a whole nother trajectory right now. But I mean, we've got hopefully one more. He's got a shoulder replacement next month, and hopefully that'll be the it, and we'll be able to move on,
Okay.
experience life. And
Well, that would be great.
but yeah. Anyway, I mean, it's just
So positive
it
things there. Your
feels
schedule
good.
might be changing, and that's good.
Yeah. But anyway, but
His horizon looks very bright.
yeah, but I got off on a tangent there.
No,
But
you're
basically,
good.
going back to the whole schedule thing. So, because of these positive changes that are coming, I don't have to do Lyft anymore.
Okay.
So,
Nice. Okay.
so that frees up my schedule because I mean, because I did a lot of driving on weekends, so I did on Saturdays and Sundays. So I didn't really want to put any streaming schedule down for Saturdays and Sundays, because I would be driving.
Mm.
But now
Right.
that that's behind me, I can. I'm sorry, I live on a. And if you can hear all the noise, I live on a main street here, and so and it's currently 72 where I am, so the windows are. But
I
anyway,
wish I knew what
so
72 was. It's snowing here.
you will someday.
Yeah.
Once the snow's
I
gone.
grew up in LA.
Oh, okay. All right. I live in Northern California. I live in Sacramento.
I grew up in Burbank area.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
so.
anyway, but finishing off the schedule thing. I mean, I should be able to. I'm taking this streaming thing, not as seriously as people want me to,
Mm.
because I just want things to come organically. But I'm making some changes. I'm making some, because the whole ZuulishGoverian thing. So I mean, it's a whole Ghostbusters thing. So I'm kind of going to evolve that a little more.
Okay.
At some point. But yeah.
Yeah, do it at your pace and in your time. So,
Mhm.
so you said your husband, he does Twitch as well. So he's a streamer, but he does music, right?
Yes.
So I'm assuming he's very supportive of what you're doing and how you're.
Oh yeah, of course, 100%, 100%.
That's wonderful.
So, what is your content normally like? Like, what do you do? What do you play? What do you? Is it just gaming? Or are you doing music too, or do you have other forms of content?
Porn. I'm
Porn.
OnlyFan.
Okay.
No.
So,
Okay.
a lot like Jake and Lucha and them.
Mhm.
No, it's mostly gaming. But I've been tinkering with other avenues, like just chatting, like movie reviews, stuff like that. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm a movie dork. So
I get it.
I
So
mean,
am I.
yeah, I have an extensive knowledge of movies. So I don't know. I mean, it's stuff I'm just toying with right now, and nothing on paper or anything.
Okay.
That's what it is. He has the James Earl Jones voice. That's what it is now. We
Just a
talked
little bit
movies
softer.
enough. Yeah, not as deep, but very close.
Okay.
No, but like I said, well, I mean, people have always told me. I mean, like going back to what I said earlier, is just people have always told me that, Craig, you have this great. I mean, you have this great voice. You actually, it's funny. Here's a funny story. So I actually went and took a demo one time, many moons ago, and I kid you not, these were the words that came out of the woman's mouth. She's just like, you have a very breathy tone, and you could do phone sex operator.
Oh.
Wow.
So I was like, huh. Okay. Well, I guess if things ever hit shit ever hits the fan. I mean, I guess
Yeah. Right.
You at least
You
know
guys
where
have
to
fall
go
back
to
on.
get a job.
Hi, thank you for calling blowjobs.com.
Yeah. All right, that's the first actually, and that's even after doing one of these episodes with Llama and talking with her was love Llama to death, but she is something, she's unique.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah.
I love her. She's,
Nothing but respect when I say that.
yeah,
That's all respectful. Yeah.
I love her personality.
Mhm.
I do find it interesting that now that he said that, that's all I can think about.
Phone sex with him? I'm a little concerned.
No, not phone sex with him, but the phone sex operator voice. Like, you don't get a lot of men who can pull that off and be okay with it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know if I'd ever be able to go through with it. I mean, maybe I could. And I do have a pretty decent imagination, but it's just, I mean, that's can't be that easy.
It's
No.
not.
I don't imagine it's that easy at all.
It's not.
I think we'd all like to say that we could do something like that, but yeah, I think at the end of the day, I'd probably chicken out from it, just because it's too much pressure to keep it going and have to do it multiple times a night. Like,
Yeah, and then coming up with different scenarios and being like, tonight you're working with Mr. Mr. X, and he likes to be touched in his butthole while
I can
you
do it.
whisper Barry White songs into his ear or something like that. Something crazy.
I can do it. I could do that.
That's all right. We got people already listening who says that they think that they're onto something by telling you that. So,
Mm.
what? Where are you live at right now? Like when you stream, are you multi-streaming? Like, because it seems like back when I started, for the first 2 years that I did it, everybody was one platform. It's all about the one platform. Now,
Mhm.
the trend has shifted to where it's not just about the one platform. It's about how many different places you can get your live content out at one time. So, are you multi-streaming or are you on one platform?
I've dabbled in the multi-streaming space. I've let's see. I started on Twitch, and then I moved to. Then I was on Twitch and Kick, and then I went from Twitch, Kick to Twitter. Tried that. Then I was on YouTube, and then LiveSpace. But it's funny though, the LiveSpace thing, I actually kind of feel bad
What is that?
because I was invited to the beta a long time ago.
Okay.
Okay.
And I never, I don't know, I just never thought about it. Never thought about it. Never considered it. And because just Twitch was so popular, and of course Kick was kind of just starting to bubble up, but I don't know. I just I was comfortable. I didn't really feel like adding, or going to venture off into another live streaming platform was actually going to do anything.
Okay.
But then you always hear stories. You always hear stories of like new platforms, and, because I always hear people talk about like Mixer and stuff like that, like how they just they pop up, they explode, they blossom, they do things, and then just disappear one day.
Unfortunately, yeah.
That is unfortunately how it went. Yeah.
But so I don't know. I just I didn't venture out, but I feel bad. I feel bad that I didn't, because it's. I didn't know, but at the same time, I should have just taken a chance. Should have just done it and just been like, fuck it.
I get it.
And
At the same
I think
time,
the hard
though,
part is. Go ahead. No,
at the
go
same
ahead.
time, though, yeah, maybe taking a chance would have been something, but at the same time, if you're building a community and you've got some progress going, however, progress is, open to interpretation depending on the person. If taking a chance somewhere else, you run the risk of losing any momentum or progress. So, it's a chance, good and bad. So, you may have been on the right track by not trying something new, because Lady and I have bounced around a little bit, and you get people who don't want to follow, then there goes your community. So it's hit or miss. So
yeah,
I think. See, I struggle because I think in the beginning when we first started streaming, and even just within the last maybe 6 months to a year, you've really heard people get excited about multi-streaming. It wasn't a big deal back then, and people didn't want to. Other platforms were not okay with multi-streaming. They didn't want you streaming to other platforms because it took away from their viewership, I think is what they were thinking. So I think that with live space becoming open and being more aware, like that is the one thing that I love about it. They're like, share your content everywhere, anywhere, get as much as you can. But you've got places like where if you're on Twitch and you're affiliated, you can't, you're not supposed to multi-stream to other platforms.
well, even they shifted their views on that because people.
Did they recently?
Yeah,
yes,
Okay, I missed that
yes,
then,
they
so I
did.
do apologize.
there's some restrictions and guidelines to it, but yeah, even Twitch has gotten on board with the whole multi-streaming thing. So
But it wasn't heard of until just recently.
within the last, I think it was this calendar year, that they changed their views on it, and
Yeah.
I think so.
yeah, because we were Remember, babe, we started on live stream, and we
Yeah.
weren't multi-streaming because you couldn't. We dabbled in
Yep.
it a little bit and stopped due to struggling to keep up with the conversation on all the platforms, and now here we are back to doing 3 different platforms. So
See, I don't mind adding Twitch back in because Twitch, for me, I'm not affiliated there. It's not like it's a big deal.
you can be affiliated though and still multi-stream.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying, like, but that was never really an issue for me. It was more an issue for people like you.
We would, yeah, and also, yeah, I mean, even affiliates weren't, Twitch affiliates weren't actually, they kind of shunned upon that until recently.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I personally didn't care.
Right.
I did it anyway.
You were gonna do what you wanted.
Because I'm Rebel Daddy.
So, I've seen a few of your streams. Now I know you've been playing the two games that I've seen you doing has been Helldivers and Call of Duty. Is shooters primarily, or shooting style primarily, what you focus on with your content?
As a young, ever evolving streamer, yes. But I've realized that there are other things out there, and there are other games.
Okay.
I've been dabbling in a lot of indie development.
Okay.
Well, like Lethal Company, of course. Lethal Company was literally a game made by one person.
Okay.
Which is becoming a really big thing right now, and it's kind of having like this whole renaissance. Because I don't know if anybody remembers, if anybody watching remembers that game. I played it was a survival horror game about alien abduction. And the game was made by one person, and it was called Chorodosis, and built in Unreal Engine 5, and it was, I mean, it really sucked me in. I mean, it was, I mean, granted, it's an episodic game, so they only have part 1. He only finished part 1. Part 2 is supposedly coming at some point. But it just really took me by surprise. Yeah, Jake watched me play, and it was just very atmospheric and very just, I mean, watch my VOD on it, and just like my eyes are wide open, and I'm just literally waiting to jump out of my skin because I'm just waiting for something like scary to happen, because I haven't felt that like strongly about a game in a long time, and I've been playing video games for a long time, and it's just because video games are supposed to be an escape,
Right.
but now it's just like, it's all this greed and all this money, and it's just like, is the store working, stuff like that. I mean, it's just video games have changed, but that's why I'm kind of going, that's why I'm kind of taking this whole indie developer route, because there's still people out there that give a shit. Like Helldivers, for example. I mean, Helldivers, supposedly, there's a rumor going around that there's a dev in Helldivers that basically lived in the game, for an extended period of time. And he's changing the game on the fly. So he's basically considered a gamer god, basically changing the landscape of the game, on a whim.
As
Like,
you guys are playing, when they see issues come up
no,
kind of thing.
No. He's
Just changing it.
We're talking about like story elements. Like, for example.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh yeah. So for example, so mechs were introduced into the game because one of the planets in the system was liberated. So like, people were playing the game, they liberated this one planet, and this developer person basically said, "Here, mechs. You now have mechs." Now, like, one of the big things now is the game, the developers is like, well, the bugs can't fly. Well, guess what? They can fly now. Some bugs can fly.
That's crazy.
So it's literally, the game is evolving. The game is
It's actually a really
evolving.
cool element to it.
That is cool.
Like, almost on a weekly basis. Like, well,
Okay,
actually,
that is pretty cool.
so I just saw a video. Actually, I just saw a TikTok video today, and someone pointed out that there's a sector. There's a sector on the galaxy map that, because you can go to each sector and you can see how many people are currently playing in that particular sector or planet.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy found a sector that was blank, and he saw that there was one person in that sector, and that one person is on this planet that isn't available yet.
Hmm.
So
Interesting.
it's like Superman in the Fortress of Solitude. It's just it's a really unique, and it's fascinating because it's that's a AAA title, and it's just you just don't see that level of creativity and level of flexibility in a AAA title. But I mean, it's just I'm really very excited to see where it evolves and where it goes from here. But anyway, but indie titles are where it's. I have a feeling where it's going to be probably in like another year or so, because everyone's starting to use Unreal Engine 5 now, because Fortnite. Basically, Fortnite was the pioneer of Unreal Engine 5. And I mean, of course, we now look at Fortnite, we're like, whoa, this is beautiful.
Right.
But now all these indie developers are basically taking Unreal Engine and just creating these just crazy worlds. And so yeah.
I know, and you bring up a good point, because you look at, I looked through Twitter and I'm watching people stream and listen to them talk. And it kind of goes along with like the change in how streaming is looked at. Streaming went from one platform to multi-streaming. Gaming in itself, like you said, is changing to where more and more people are getting. It's almost like they're fed up with the big name games, Call of Duty, Fortnite, and things like that.
Yeah.
And the shift is transitioning to newer stuff like indie games, because they need something new. They need a change of style and pace. People got fed up with Twitch, and that's when Kick came out, and you had all these other platforms that, they popped up but died. The gaming community as a whole is screaming for a change, basically, and we're slowly getting it. So,
well, I mean, it's also really sad too that, I mean, just within the past 2 years, I mean, people that I knew stream just don't stream anymore.
yeah.
I mean, now that COVID's over, and everyone's getting back to their whatever normal lives are anymore.
Right.
It's just people just disappear. They're just gone. I know a handful of people that just don't do it anymore because they got back to their life.
Yep.
Plus, people can go out now and they don't have to worry about all of that, like the masks and the fear and the craziness. Like, we spent so long cooped up in our homes that I get the concept behind everybody's thought process there.
Yeah. So you started on Twitch. You played on different platforms. But I was looking over your Twitter. Do you use a certain platform over another to promote your streams, or how do you do that?
Well, you see, that's the problem. That's the problem. I need to, just going back to me saying that I don't really take this very seriously. Streaming, that is. But I'm slowly starting to promote more. But I normally promote on TikTok and maybe sometimes Twitter.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't really promote myself, and that, I mean, does that affect me? Yeah, on a grand scale, sure, but in my mind, no.
No, I get
It's
it.
really hard to explain, actually. It's interesting because I know, like TikTok, for example. I mean, if you've ever seen any of my TikToks, I mean, I normally just rant about things on TikTok, and I've seen some pretty good traction from that.
It works.
But no, I mean, do I Yeah, I mean, but yeah, no, I do more of that. Like that's what I'm trying to like branch out as well. I'm trying to like push out,
Hmm.
other things. Because I mean, gaming is gaming. I mean, unless you got people that are looking for a specific game, or want something different, then
Mhm.
there'll be 9 million other people to do it. I don't know.
No, I
It's tough.
mean, you bring
The
up a good
streaming
point.
space is tough.
You're absolutely right. I agree with that
Mhm.
100%. Gaming is gaming. I mean, we all play the same games. We all do the same. Lady and I talked about it quite a bit. Because she'll get in her head, and and not to pick on anybody like I do every other time, but she'll like,
I'm used to it.
well, no, I'm not trying to, but by saying, you get in
No,
your
I
head
know
and
you're
you're
not.
wondering like, why aren't I getting more viewers? What am I doing wrong? It's not that you really do anything wrong. It's just everybody games, everybody cosplays, everybody does podcasts and just chatting and reaction content. It's very hard to get traction just solely based off your content. So, I mean, in Zuulish's case, if he's playing
Hmm.
Helldivers, how many other people are playing Helldivers? I'm sure I could throw a rock and hit about 10 other, Helldiver streamers.
Yeah.
So nothing against Zuulish because I love watch. I half the time I'm sitting here at night working on something or just kind of browsing the internet, but I've got his stream up, while I'm watching. And
Oh, heart yams.
Always.
so, I
Yep.
mean, to his point, unless you're looking for something specific, so when I want to get aroused by somebody's voice and watch them
Oh
shoot
boy.
alien bugs, I turn on Zulish's stream. If I'm watching Jake's stream, I know I'm going there for, uh,
To
looking
get
for.
aroused and watch metalworking, is it metal or whatever Jake does?
Just a little bit of that, but also it's
You
just
do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Yeah.
if I want that kind of energy, where it's like he snorted a line of pixie sticks before he started his stream, that's where I'm going.
Or eating weird cereals?
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, no.
Lucha, if I want to talk about back waxing, or actually listen to a lady talk about back waxing, I should say.
We always talk about back waxing. It's like it's the epitome of seeing lucha. We
So-
gotta have the ass wax talk.
No, but I mean that. But point is, it's what you do to make it unique. Because if you rely
Sure.
just solely on your content or what you're doing, I should say, it's very hard to not have about 20 other people at least doing the same thing out of the 50 million other streamers out there. So,
You're not wrong.
are you on YouTube at all? I don't think I've actually heard you mention YouTube.
Well, I've tried. I've
Hmm.
tried YouTube. I've thought about going, trying to make more content for YouTube, like make some more of my, my life content,
Mhm.
Mhm.
because I mean, like I said, if you've ever seen any of my TikToks, I mean, I talk about everything from people running red lights to, people riding my ass on the highway, stuff like that. And I mean, just random things that I know that I'm not alone. I'm not crazy. I'm not a crazy person, and I'm not. There are other people that have the same feelings as me.
Mhm.
That just don't have a platform to put them out there. But I have been thinking about going back to YouTube, and kind of doing that. But it's just, I mean, my God, why is my eyes?
My question was
Well, I'm
for that
looking.
was simply
I'm
because you mentioned TikTok, so you could just basically upload it as your TikToks as a short, or if you're doing live streams there, because now you can stream
Mhm.
vertically there like TikTok. Um,
I
so
mean,
it
if
gives you
TikTok eventually does get shut down, which it's not gonna happen.
yeah.
I mean, then of course I'll probably just move over to YouTube. But so that'll be easy. But TikTok, unfortunately, fortunately, will be here to stay. No one is going to shut down TikTok, and if it does happen, good lord. I mean,
I don't know what half the internet's gonna do because that's where we spend all of our time.
yeah. Well, no, I mean, it'll just go to YouTube because YouTube Shorts will just explode.
Pretty much.
I'm on your TikTok at the moment. I was
Well,
curious. I was
no,
curious.
but
I wanted
no,
to check
please,
it out.
by all means. I mean, like I said, I post a lot of very informative things there.
That's what I'm really, looking at. Jake's in here talking about how much he loves your traffic rants. So,
Hmm.
See, I mean, and I've talked to, and there's still there's a ton of streamers that I still talk to and follow on Twitch and Kick, and they always seem to bring up Zuulish, I love your TikToks, they're so funny, and I think that same way too. It's just but that's it though. That's why I do it, because
It's
like I
funny.
said, I'm not alone. You know,
Mhm.
I'm not alone out there. Like, for example, like one of the ones I did, I would kid you not, I was literally sitting in a Walmart pickup grocery parking area waiting for my groceries. And I look across the way and I see a guy getting a a six pack, a six pack of like um A&W or A&W root beer bottles. We're talking bottles.
Okay.
And right then and there, I literally went on TikTok and I'm like, hey, you know, this might be a hot take, but root beer is only meant for vanilla ice cream. It's not meant to be consumed on its own.
If it's not a floating, it's not. You don't drink it.
And because I was just like, if you drink root beer on its own, there's something wrong with you.
Interesting.
What do you think? What are your thoughts? But I was just because I just laughed out loud because I'm just like because I just was looking at this stuff getting loaded into the back of this car, and I was like, ew.
So I do notice, like, when you're looking at your TikTok, your earlier stuff, which is like all of your like
Yeah.
gaming videos,
Yep.
they have very various. They have a variety of views. But when you get up to your thoughts, your ideas, your conversation on whatever strikes you at the moment, my God, I think your lowest one is like 340.
Yeah.
Like you
See,
have, there's a
but I
huge difference.
yeah, but I've seen to stricken. I don't know. I don't think I think I broke the algorithm because I mean most of my videos top out like 3 or 4, and that's they just die.
So
Which
that's
I've heard
crazy.
is
I'm looking at a bunch are like 800, 900.
oh wow. See, I haven't gone through it in a while, so
I figured I was here for content at the moment. Let's, pick it apart. But yeah, like you have one, I think you posted it just recently. It has 831 views. Now, do
oh.
you feel that that is an algorithm issue? Or do you just randomly post whenever you feel like it?
Oh, I
How do
just
you
randomly.
do yours?
I just randomly. I mean, if it's a hot thought or if it's something that I think is funny that should be shared, that's when I do it.
Okay.
I mean, I could be driving in a car. Like, well,
Mhm.
actually, a lot of those. I mean, I literally like pulled over and I'm like, you know what? Hi, blah 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 blah. Fuck them. And because my memory, my memory isn't the greatest.
Okay.
So I mean, so if I don't like write it down, if I don't write it down right away, I probably forget it, or I'll probably jumble it into a way that it's not funny.
It's interesting
Give
to
it too
hear
much
how
time to think about it.
it's interesting how many people we've said that memories aren't the greatest. Mine's not the greatest. Ladies isn't the greatest.
No, mine is not.
Half the people we
But
bring
you
in
see,
here.
that's the thing, though. It's just that I say that I don't really care about the numbers, but you know what? I'll just put this down. The only thing I care about in this whole thing is if I can make someone laugh, if I can make someone just
Yes.
feel one bit positive, just if I can crack a smile, or if I can just make someone, step back from the ledge, just for one split second, then you know what? That's it. I don't need anything else. I don't. I mean, if I can just flick that light switch just that one time, that's it. That's all I need. My job's done.
Yep.
I mean, if they want to come back, and if they want to come back, and if they, they want to comment, and if they want, you know what, fine. Because everyone in this world, believe it or not, is entitled to an opinion. And negative, positive. But you know what? It's just, that's
We were
not
just
it.
talking about that earlier, though, today.
I just put a
That
Twitter
everybody's
post up.
got an opinion.
Well, no, I literally just put up a Twitter post, because there's a big spiel I see going through Twitter about freedom of speech and everything. So you're free to say what you want, but I'm also free to tell you that you're a jackass. So
Wait,
Well,
what's just sorry. I'm just reading through the chat here. Zuulish is 13 feet. What? It says.
Oh,
13 feet
they're
Zuulish.
commenting on the stream title of being
Oh,
episode
okay,
13.
okay.
So Zara's trying to say that
Oh,
you're
okay.
13 feet.
Got it. Zuulish makes me smile every time I hear his voice. Oh, Zeramix. Thanks a lot.
And you know, so now that we're doing this, though, you know, you said that you just want to make everybody smile. Now that we've planted the idea of your phone sex operator career, that's definitely going to be out there for the world. Like, they're going to hear it now, and they're going to be like, "I need to call
Well, you
this
know
number."
what? I mean, if you know, if someone out there, you know, thinks that I have some type of vocal talent, call me.
See, I agree with Z's. The audiobooks, I could totally be okay
Well, you see,
with a book.
that's another thing. That's another thing? Is that I mean, I mean, that's the other half, you know, of this demo read that I did. You know, that was just the funny part. But I mean, she totally told me that I could do video instruction. You know, I could do audiobook. I could do, because I can do characters. I mean, and text, and Jim Don goes down. He goes up to the bar and he's, "Can I get a whiskey?" And then the bartender's like, "No, you can't get a whiskey." I mean, and I can do those things. You know, I can do, you know, I can emote and I can do all of that.
Okay.
But it's just, I just never. I mean, I mean, the the voiceover industry is super saturated. You think streaming is bad? I mean,
oh gosh, yeah.
But the thing is that in voiceovers, I mean, there's just so much more. I mean, we're talking. I mean, audiobooks are like this. I mean, you've got, you know, voicemails. You've got, you know, telephone call systems. You've got. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on and on. But there's no like Twitch or, you know, live space, or, you know, there's no like collective group of you know, like LinkedIn for voiceover.
Right.
Right.
So it's tough. And it's just it's just also fragmented, and it's just not, but it's, I mean,
Could you imagine Zuulish being a dad trying to put his kid to bed and doing all the voices and having his kid get so riled up because they're so excited over the voices in the story that they never go to bed?
I don't know.
Like, I love the voice. I used to do the voices for my kids.
See, he's more got a voice that, and this is a compliment, but it's more soothing. He doesn't have that heavy, like, I don't get a voice that, you know, I don't hear the voice that screams like action and get me all excited. It's more like, nah, it puts me at ease and I'm relaxed now and everything. I can see him more being able to he'd be the one putting the kids to bed. His husband's gonna be like, "You're up, you know the drill, you got the voice, so get to it." So
Zool
Yeah,
could
but
do
I mean,
commercials for anal leakage. Thanks, Z's. I appreciate it.
I could imagine with the voices him getting very animated though, I think.
Well, unfortunately, that will be an untapped resource that will be untapped, because I do not plan on bringing any more ZuulishGoverians into the world.
Here, we'll do this. We'll
I
just find you test dummies to practice on.
I have 2 dogs. Those are my children.
Well, yep.
But okay, so getting off of your voice, because I think we could be here probably making all kinds of comments.
Oh my God,
and,
yes.
You know, getting aroused by your voice and everything.
And you talk about me in my comments.
Do we really need to go into your episode with Dana? Then there was the ladies podcast, and then your conversation with Llama and Z's. I mean, like, you've managed to figure out a way.
Understand what you're complaining about.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying.
I have entertained the world with the reason why sex is imperative.
I'm not disagreeing that sex is imperative. Okay, I'm just saying, it's never a dull moment in these episodes with you. So, getting back to your content, you're part of the FK community, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so do you have your own community, or is FK like where you call
Well, you
home?
know, and see, and that just goes back to what I said, was that I never I never took it too seriously. I mean, I have a Discord, you know, and
Mhm.
I still talk to a handful of people that I knew when I started streaming because I like them, because I gelled with them, and you know, they were just good people. And so, but I mean, I'll be honest, I'm lazy.
Oh, nothing wrong
And,
with that.
and it's just I don't know. I feel bad because it, you know, I know that there's people, you know, that care and stuff, but I just never, my Discord never really took off, you know,
Mhm.
so to speak. I never really used it to its full potential. Um, but
They're a lot of work.
it is really, but I never actually, I never had, um, I never felt like I knew enough people to, you know, just to have a Discord community.
Right.
So now that, you know, FK is in my life here, and then basically, you know, Lucha and Joker are my brother husbands, and of course Zera and everyone else. I mean, everyone in FK. I love everybody, and you know, if I could do, you know, one thing for all of them, I would, because I'm
Very
just,
dangerous
you know,
words with the people in the live space chat right now. So.
well, that's true. I mean, that's true. I mean, but the problem with me is that I'm a very empathetic person, and of course, I mean, I'm sure you know what empathy is.
Mhm.
I don't need to go into the 90-minute dissertation of that, but it's just, you know, I just, you know, if I surround myself with good people, you know, I'm gonna give a shit. You know, I'm
Mhm.
gonna care. I'm gonna
Hmm.
do everything in my power to keep the lights on and the wheels turning and, you know, all this other stuff. And it's just, and you know, I never had that. You know, I never really had that in the beginning. I mean, I just, you know, I had acquaintances in the beginning of this whole streaming thing. You know, I had,
Hmm.
you know, I never built friendships. You know, I never, you know, I mean, like Lucha, for example. Lucha lives like an hour away from me, and I didn't know that until we got talking, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
So, and then, you know, I was just like, whoa. I mean, I think I might actually have a friend.
There you go.
So,
Hmm.
so I, so I mean, it's just, so I've really embraced the, you know, the FK family because, you know, they're really my family now. I mean, because it's just, you know, we try to care for each other, and, you know, we try to, you know, support each other, and we, you know, stick up for each other, and if I have to stick a bitch, you know, for, you know, for somebody, I mean, or wait, no, it's, let me, hold on, back up. It's, if I have to cut a
There you go.
bitch, you know, Wayne Brady, Dave Chappelle show. I mean, I will, but but I'm a pacifist. I just, you know, I don't like to get angry, and I don't, I mean, but I just the things I see in the streaming space sometimes, it's just like, good grief. It's just like, okay, like, can we all just get along? Like, for example, I mean, I don't even know what it was about. Well, actually, but I just remember Lucha putting something on Twitter, and yes, it's Twitter. I'm not gonna fucking call it X. Um, he put a GIF of Will Ferrell from that basketball movie. It's just like, can we all just get along, or can we love everybody, love each other, or something? And I just laughed out loud because it's true. I mean, it's just, it's, you know, I mean, stream space is hard, and you know, that's why you
Yeah.
gotta. I'd like to be considered. Let's just say, you you know, I mean, just call me just call me a streaming leech, as and I only suck for the right reasons. I don't suck for the wrong ones. So I mean,
There we go.
I like to latch on to people, and I just want to make sure that that I'm getting fed at the same time that they're getting fed. No, that's a terrible analogy.
So
But I do like a good suck though. I mean,
Who
there's
doesn't?
just
I mean,
so much. There's so much to suck off in here.
yeah, you got plenty of options for it. So,
Pick a guy, any guy.
but
Anyway.
on the topic of living close to Lucha, have you guys actually been able to link up in person or?
No, we're talking about it actually, and I see that Lucha's in the chat now. And it's like, yes, Lucha, we need to make this lunch thing happen. I know Friday's are your available day, so.
Well, my reason for asking is I'm sitting there and I saw Lucha pop in, and it suddenly clicked for me why you look so familiar, and it's been bugging me. We're talking about doing the podcast. Suddenly Lucha comes in. You guys could almost be brothers.
Almost.
Yeah.
Wait, so yeah, I mean, I guess a lot of people have seen Lucha's government face.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, we have. we have. We were graced with that presence.
Well, guess what? We actually are brothers. No, I'm just kidding. We're brother husbands.
No, that's why I was just like, now I'm thinking to myself, okay, you guys look close. I want to see a picture of the two of you side by side because I'm serious.
It'll happen in some capacity at some point. But Lucha,
I can only imagine
we'll talk
you guys are gonna tear down. You guys are gonna burn whatever city to the ground because like you're so like mellow and laid back, and Lucha is like bouncing off the walls. Like I can just see wherever you guys are. I'm waiting for the news report. I'm just gonna be watching.
I'm telling you, it'll be interesting.
Don't worry, I'll keep Lucha under control.
Good luck with that.
I'll keep.
I give you my blessing now.
No, I'll keep.
Yeah,
right. I'll keep him. I'll keep him Lucha after dark. And Joker, I know you're coming. I know you're gonna fly to Cali. I know.
But so I'm getting back to your content so people know a little bit more about you. Who are some of the streamers that you have now? See, because you said that you didn't really have a whole lot in the beginning, right? So I'm sure in the beginning you were trying to find yourself, figure direction. You said even to this day you're not going, you're not hardcore. Oh, this is my job. This is my career. This is going to pay my bills. But now you've made comments that you're got some things in the works. Your life is opening up a little bit to you. Who are some people in your life, as far as streamers or content creators go, that are inspirations for you, that you're kind of maybe feeding some of that off? Because like I look at Joker. Joker is a bit of an inspiration for me at this point because the way he's been hammering his YouTube stuff definitely has inspired me to like really dive into what more could I do with Lady with the podcast. So he really like watching him start to get gung ho with his YouTube stuff was my inspiration, as well as a few other people. But so who's some of yours?
No, that's tough because trying to think. So there's all right. Well, to give you a little backstory, since I don't know because you haven't asked the hard-hitting question of what is my username. So.
Oh, you're right. We did kind of pass over.
So,
we did.
The ZuulishGoverian. So me being a movie nerd that I am, ZuulishGoverian is actually two terms from the original Ghostbusters film. So Zuul is one of the dogs that Sigourney Weaver's character gets turned into at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. Also, if you haven't seen Ghostbusters, you need to get a fucking life.
I agree.
Anyway, so Zuul is one of the dogs, and Gozer is the flat top crazy bitch at the end of the movie that the Ghostbusters fight. So since I'm such a huge fan of Ghostbusters, I just, at the beginning of my streaming thing, I'm like, you know what? Everyone held all these cool names, like, Dr. Disrespect and Tim the Tab Man and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, I need something unique. And, I was just like, you know what? ZuulishGoverian. The ZuulishGoverian. And I came up with it. I started going to people's streams, and they're just like, you have one of the most unique names that I've ever seen in the streaming space. and I got that a lot, and I'm like, I must have did something right here. And so it's so I've just been, I'm trying to, I don't really want to spoil this. I don't really want to spoil the surprise, but but my content, well, not my content per se, but my persona of ZuulishGoverian is going to evolve more into Ghostbusters. And there is one person out there who just actually started following me on TikTok, and I squealed like a little girl because I'm like, it was fangirling. There's a guy on TikTok named TikTok Ghostbuster, and his content is great. And I went into one of his TikTok lives one night, and he like instantaneously connected with me because of my name. And then he like followed me shortly after that. I'm like, oh my god, I'm famous. But no, I wasn't like. Just jokers inspired by Ron Jeremy. That may not be the best inspiration now. Maybe like 25 years ago, but not now. And if you're not aware, do some Google.
Right.
Anyway, so that's but it's just I never really, but he's probably like my biggest inspiration because he's kind of where I want to head. In this, like the direction I want to be. But more to come on that. But other than that, I like people. I like streamers who are willing to chat with you. I like streamers who will actually talk to you and, actually have a conversation. If I come into your chat and you say hi to me and you get my name right off the top of it, like right off the rip,
I feel like you called me out, chat.
I'm literally going to be in your pants, like forever.
So remember, ZuulishGoverian.
Yes, ZuulishGoverian. Lead, you're cute. You're hot. So you're fine. You get a pass. Everyone gets one.
Everybody gets one.
Everyone gets one. But if you do it, then I'm going to come after you, and I'm going to just do bad things. No, not really. I'm not a bad person. I talk the talk, but I don't walk the walk.
Nothing wrong with doing that, though. So since you're not, and I mean in a way, not digging at you, since you're not as involved, look at your as involved on Twitter, it looks like you kind of miss out a lot of the streaming drama.
Yes. Well, and mostly well, let's talk about drama for a second. So
there's quite a bit. We could be here for a while.
Well, no, no. So here's the thing, and and I don't really, I'm gonna skim over politics really quickly. So, I moved out here from Pennsylvania in 2011, and I started a whole new chapter of my life out here. Blah 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 blah. Fast forward to 2016, 2020. Basically, I was all into Facebook. Facebook was kind of a thing, and blah 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 blah. and I just saw all of my friends back home, just saying the stupidest shit and believing the stupidest shit. And I just one day in 2020, because 2020 was hard enough. 2020 was hard enough because I live in the capital of California, which happens to be one of the most politically charged states in the country for various reasons. And we can get on that topic another time. Someone's who's ZuulishGoverian. I'm gonna get you, Sarah. Anyway, so I just woke up one day in 2020. I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I just started removing those people from my life. I just, without a goodbye, without anything. I'm just swept them up like the hair that I lost when I was in my 20s. And and I just haven't really looked back. And it's just, from that point forward, I was like, I don't need to deal with any of this. I don't need drama. I'm fucking 46 years old. I'm a fucking grown-ass man. I do not need any of this fucking stupid bullshit in my life. I have enough going on. I have enough going on, from day to day, that I don't need this childish fucking bullshit. And, every time I see it on Twitter, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna mute you. Oh no, I won't mute you just yet. See where it goes. But just all this impression farming and all this other bullshit, I'm just like, just fuck off. And wait, Joker, wait, is that why I'm blocked, Zool? Joker, shut up. You're never blocked.
Damn.
You're one of my you're one of my favorites. You're starred. Your contact is starred in my phone. So you need to calm down. But yeah, no, I believe the most one of the most famous memes of all time is, I ain't got time for that.
Okay. I respect it.
So it's just, I'm not. So I just laugh. I just laugh at it, and then. I mean, there are some people out there that will actually talk some sense, and then I'll like that tweet because they said something smart. Joker, you can't view my OnlyFans because you haven't paid for the premium subscription. I mean, I can give you a free 30 days if you really want, but I mean, you're gonna have to, you're gonna have to pay the piper. Anyway, sorry.
No, you're
but yeah, so that's where I stand. That's where I stand in the streamer drama space.
Okay. So on that, let's hypothetical here. Say Z's comes into your stream, okay, and starts just talking. Say something happened between her and Jake. Just comes in and just like, oh my god, Jake, that fucking asshole. Just starts talking shit. Doesn't involve you, doesn't have anything to do with you other than the fact that she's coming in to talk to you. How do you handle that kind of stuff?
Well, easy answer. I go from the ZuulishGoverian to Dr. ZuulishGoverian. So, this is actually a very interesting question. I'm actually glad you brought this up. Throughout my life, mostly in high school, people always, they called me the psychiatrist. Because me being the empathetic person that I am, I actually have this uncanny ability to elevate and drop my emotional levels to relate to the person that is talking. And story time. I was in the military. I was in the Air Force. I was stationed in Italy, Aviano, Italy. And one of my best friends, he was bipolar, and he was an alcoholic. So, one night, we were out, and we were drinking, of course. And he wasn't stationed very long where I was, and he left like the girl of his dreams at his last duty station. And so that really fucked him up. And so one night, we were drinking, having a good time, and all of a sudden he disappears. And I'm like, oh boy. So I go around, walk around, find him sitting on the floor, head between his hands, and crying. And I'm like, so I kind of lost it for a little bit. And I'm not mad, but I'm just like, fuck, here we go. So I went outside and got some breath air, some breath air inside of me. And I just, I kind of talked some things over myself. I went back in there, and he was still sitting in the same place. And I kid you not, this is exactly what I did. I grabbed him by his mohawk.
Oh.
And I popped his head up against the wall. And I told him, I was like, you listen to me, you son of a bitch. I love you like a brother. You do not need to do this to yourself. I care about you, but this is not the way to handle it. But granted, I was a different person back then. I'm not, I referred to myself as Zuulish 2.0 back then. I'm working on 2.5, working toward the upgrade to 3. Anyway, so he stopped crying, and he looked at me, dead in the eye, and he said, no one has ever said anything like that before to me, ever in my entire life. No one has taken the time to say that they care. And, so going back to your question, I would handle it in, the most calm way possible. I wouldn't, would I put it on full blast on stream? No, I'm not that guy. I'm not that one, because that just leads down into the wrong pathways. That just leads down into, a whole shitload of, let me back that up. A whole toilet bowl full of shit that's just going to overflow.
Yeah.
So I would start it on stream, and then I'd take it off. Because I'm not the one to air people's dirty laundry for all the world to see. Unless you wrong me or you wrong someone I care about.
Okay.
But that is absolute worst case scenario. That's worst case scenario, nuclear option. And I haven't done that since high school.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see Joker's in here saying that you've definitely talked him down from doing so, from going
I
off.
certainly done have.
I want to ask
Please.
a little bit more
Go ahead.
personal questions, and
Do it.
hooefully by the way
I'm
that
an
I'm
open-
pussyfooting around it, hopefully you know where I'm kind of going.
I'm an open book.
Okay.
Please.
So
Okay.
you mentioned a husband.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so questions kind of pertain with that subject and content. Is it something that you broadcast? Because I'll be honest, until you kind of mentioned it before we went live.
Surprise!
I don't mean any disrespect, so I'm trying to be very professional and respectful about
I
it.
knew it was gay from day one.
Bitch.
Well, no. So the reason why I say that, and I don't mean that in a bad way, is I had a best friend who you and him are very similar.
Oh.
And you give me very Jason vibes. And
Oh.
so
You know
that
what,
is
though?
exactly why I said it.
It's funny. It's funny because I can't tell you how many times that I've heard that. It's just like I have this one gay friend who's just like you.
Yeah, yeah. You kind of make up for
That's
the
how
you
that's
make
how
up
I
for the
knew.
fact that he's not here anymore. So that's why like when I hang out in your streams, I kind of just kind of chill and listen because it's kind of like I'm just enjoying the circle of like, all right, I'm getting a chunk of that right now.
Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Nope.
That's
It is what it is. It was very unexpected when he passed away, but it's nice to know that there's somebody there that like kind of fills that void, if that makes sense.
Jesus Christ, you're gonna make me fucking cry.
No, try to do that.
But you know what though? But that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm trying. That's it. You know. But that just brings me back to what I said. Is just, you know, if I can just do one thing. So I'm obviously doing one thing for you, and that just
100%.
makes me emotional because it just makes me feel good. You know. Oh God, you bitch.
I'm sorry. No, but it's a good thing. Like I just knew the minute I met you because I could tell. I was like, oh God, that's Jason in a whole another form.
God damn.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
she's not wrong when I come into your stream and just to chill. Like I don't. It's not a bad thing when I say that. It's just you got that voice and that vibe that just is very relaxed. It's easy just to come in and sit. I know I don't talk a whole lot usually. Like I know I come in and make a couple jokes and just. But the vibe that you give is a very relaxing atmosphere.
Yes.
I don't care about that. You know, I mean, just you coming in to say hi. I mean,
Yep.
granted, if I'm, you know, in the middle of, you know, hell or, killing bugs or, I mean, as long as you come in and say hi, I just, you know, I just try my fucking hardest to make sure I say hi back. But, you know what?
All right, I'll let you finish your question, Lee. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
No, it's all right. It's okay. God damn it. Anyway.
There is none of that over there.
But you know what? But like I said, I'm, you know, if I do that for you, then fuck yeah. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Since we didn't get a chance to get an answer, is it something that you normally maybe advertise it wrong, but is it common knowledge? Is it something that you put out there like for people to know, or is it just something people kind of have to stumble across?
No, it's. I mean, I never actually wanted. I don't know. I just. I knew. Like, especially coming into FK, I knew that it was going to eventually have to, you know, come forward. I mean, I've been out since I was 21, and you know, it's just you know, and I'm very comfortable. I mean, there is not anything in the world that you could say to me that would be like, I hate you. It's just, I mean, but the more, excuse me, the more that, you know, this FK relationship stuff was, I mean, I knew eventually it was going to come out. So I eventually brought it up. I mean, Lucha and I were talking about something the other day, or like last week or something, and I was just like, well, you know what? I have something to tell you. And he was just like, oh shit. I'm like, oh God. And he was just like preparing for the absolute worst. And I was just like, well, I just want to tell you that, you know, that I'm gay and I have a husband. And he was just like, I mean, he didn't really, he didn't like come out and say that he knew it, but I guess him and Joker, I guess him and Joker, you know, like always like brought it up, and they're like, "Do you think we're offending, or do you think we're offending Zuulish with all this dick talk and touching taints and stuff and like that?" And I'm like, dude, you know, it's okay because I mean, I wouldn't mind, actually touching your taint someday, for real, uh, or something along. I can't remember the exact conversation, but it's just. I mean, it's just who I am. I mean,
Right.
I just. I mean, I'm about as open as a can of Chef Boyardee.
So it's more so
So
it's more something that you kind of have to kind of like work into a conversation. You don't really like advertise. It's not something that I'm gonna be able to come into your stream and you're gonna like be flaunting your husband or anything like that, like advertising. Hey, I'm. No,
yeah,
I
no,
have
I'm
I
not.
have
I'm
follow up
not gonna.
questions that pertain to this. That's why I'm asking.
I'm not going to. Let's just say that I'm not gonna do like show tunes.
No, no, no,
You
no, no,
know,
no.
like hello, my baby, hello,
Well, no,
my
no, no.
darling,
Like
hello,
lady,
my
lady
little
will.
girl.
I'll be streaming. You know, I sit right next to the kitchen. You know, the refrigerator's 5 feet from me. So if lady comes out from her office and goes to the refrigerator, she comes right by me, and she'll come by and kiss me. Or sometimes I'll go to her into her room, and
Yeah.
I'll come over just to give her a kiss. I don't mean like you're doing anything like exuberant. I'm just meaning that like,
Oh.
is it just simple things that people would be able to pick up on?
Well, it's funny because when I tell people, they're like, "What?"
yeah,
Because you're just so you've got this voice, and you're just so straight laced. You're not just like, "Hey, bitch," you're just like, "Hey, girl, hey," just not like anything like that.
every stupid
Um,
stereotype thought that people
yeah,
have.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
it's just
no.
yeah, no,
Well, it's not. It's not like you.
there are different levels of gays.
Mhm.
But
Very
that's a
much
whole nother
so.
that's a whole nother a whole nother podcast for a whole nother time.
Hey, you're more than welcome to if that's ever something you want to do. But my follow up questions though, so like one of the reasons why we do this, right, is to help people understand this is not just about okay, because we talked about this with Llama and with Cuddly. If we just got on here and said, okay, your name is Zuulish, you play these games, and you've been streaming for how long, we'd be done in 30 minutes, right? Getting them to know you and some of the struggles that you dealt with. You're the first
Getting
person
to
that we
know you.
you're the
Sorry.
first person that has been open about their sexual orientation. So
Mhm.
one of the things we talk about is struggles that you've gone through. And this is a very sensitive subject. So if my reason for asking, have you ever had any struggles when it comes to somebody being, we talked about hate raids and trolls and everything. Have you ever been trolled or been hated on for
Never.
anything like okay.
In my
Wow, that's
almost
wonderful.
2 year journey, I have never ever received anything. I have been bot raided, but that was bots. But no hate raids, none of that bullshit.
Nobody's ever trolled you or said talk shit
Nope.
to you. Okay, that's awesome.
Nope.
Okay, that's good.
Never. Never, never, never. And besides, I'm an IT guy. I know how to shut that shit down. And I know people that can make them go away. Digitally.
All right.
So anyway, but that's
I love
like I said,
the fierce fight
that's
behind
the
it.
nuclear option. But like I said, I haven't done nuclear since 1996
All right.
or 1996.
So let that be a warning. You piss off Zuulish in any way, shape, or form on the internet, and
Mhm.
you might as well just kiss your accounts goodbye.
Yeah, no, but I
That's the year
know
you graduated high school.
it is actually.
It's the year I graduated high school.
Well, yeah, we're the same age.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, Lady
Yes, it
could have
does.
been held back a year.
I was. I was. I took kindergarten twice because I got glasses.
Oh.
Joker, I'd beat that ass if they mess with Zool, then I'd literally beat his ass pink. Oh, okay.
It was just something.
Oh boy.
I wasn't sure what the answer would be by asking, have you ever had any difficulty with
No,
when it comes to
no,
content?
and besides, it's just and I don't look at that stuff either because let's just say that the people that do that have tinier dicks than I do.
Fair point.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. I think that's the difference that if you are when you talk about the levels of gay, I think that's something that you see. You have these people that are way over the top and you know it the minute you walk into a room. And then there are people who are more like you, where you have to know somebody that's like you to pick up the vibe to know what you're looking for. And I think that's something that, stereotypically people automatically always assume that every gay person is that very flamboyant. I run around with my tutu
But
on
it's
and my
not even
pretty
that.
pink wings and glitter everywhere, waving my dildos around saying, "Hi, I'm gay." Like, it's not always like that. And there are people like that, but what
And
you do
ladies
with
and gentlemen,
Brittany,
boys and girls, there is nothing wrong with that.
nope.
You can be
And what you
whatever
do,
level. You can be whatever level of gay you want.
Mhm.
Okay.
and whatever you
This is
choose
a
to
public.
do,
This is a public
we
service
love
announcement
you.
from ZuulishGoverian. Thank you. Um,
No,
But no, but I mean that's the stereotypical thought is everybody thinks that that's what all gay
maybe
men are like.
maybe if we were talking 6 months to a year ago, because yeah, I guess I could see that. But my motivation for asking, that's why I asked the questions in the order I did. Do you get involved with any drama? Do you get and then going into that and talking about the hate rate and everything is because one, gamers can be toxic. Zuulish plays Call of Duty.
Hmm.
COD community,
oh
probably
yeah,
one of the most
but
toxic communities out there.
the
Uh,
best part about that though is that I have that all turned off. The only people I talk to are my friends that I play Call of Duty with. I have all the other chat turned off unless you're a blatant cheating asshole, and then I'm gonna unmute everybody and be like, bitch, I hope you paid good money for those cheats. I mean, I will call someone out for bullshit, but no, I have all that shit turned
no, that was my only move. It wasn't about oh, you're not this level or this level, and people are here talking about it, and they all love you anyway, so they don't care.
Hmm.
I didn't even give it a second thought, and if you hadn't said anything, it never would have been a thought in my mind. But gamers are assholes. Streamers can be assholes. There's drama on Twitter where people think that because they've got a voice, they have the brains to use it.
See, I don't think that's just a gamer or a streamer thing. I think just people are assholes.
That's what I said. That's
off.
what I
Yeah,
kind of tried to tie in all of it.
yeah, people are collectively assholes.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That's what I said.
Just varying different sizes of asshole,
Mhm.
and how some are cleaner, bigger assholes, or some of them are dirtier, smaller. But yeah, it's just,
You got nice and tight and clean like Zara to wide and gaping like Lucha. I mean,
Oh boy!
hold on, sorry, different topic, but no,
Wow.
no, it was
And you
just
talk about me.
well, now you know what it's like dealing with you. What are some struggles that you've had though when it comes to streaming? Like any low points? Anything that's made you be like, damn, why am I doing this? Or getting to a couple of people said they've been at a point where they're like, I don't know if I'm going to turn this back on now. Has there been anything like that?
I mean, in all honesty, who hasn't? Who hasn't been to that? I have, for sure. Before I, got involved with FK, and before, there were times where I'm like, why am I still doing that?
Mm-hmm.
And I have a simple answer for that question. It's the same answer I provided before. If I can just get one person, just one person to say hi, or, on TikTok, for example. Granted, I don't know if it was genuine or not, but one of the last times I was on TikTok streaming, someone literally came in complete random, and he was just like, your content is great, your stream is fire. Well, that's one person.
Mm-hmm.
I literally,
Mhm.
I wanted to touch myself afterwards. But it's just, that's it. That's all. That's all I ask. I am a simple man. Yeah, but yeah, there has been times where I've just been, just like, yeah, you know what, yeah. But, people tell me, no, don't. I enjoy coming into your stream. I enjoy interacting.
Mm-hmm.
So, here I am.
Okay. What has been some of the standout moments for your streaming? Has there been any specific moments? Not like, oh, I got this achievement here. Over the course of months I grew this, but it's like one standout moment. Like, could be anything from Joker coming in and confessing his love for you for the first time, to um,
Sorry, I'm just reading. I'm reading comments.
Right?
it could be anything. What's some standout specific moments for you?
Standout moments. Well, and I'll tell you straight up, standout moment was my birthday stream. When, everyone in FK, which, I didn't really know a lot of, I didn't know everyone, fully then. Made that birthday video and said little things. In the almost 2 years of streaming, no one has ever done that. No one has ever taken their time to, make that, and I fucking cried. Like, lady made me cry before. And it was just, that was like a breath of like, it reignited, just how much I gave a shit. But that's literally like the only thing that I can remember, because I've been part of other groups that would raid me every once in a while and stuff like that. But to just do something like that out of just the kindness of their hearts, that was really it. That was like the moment.
Okay.
The moment I knew I had something special.
Okay.
See, and I love that, because that community is such an amazing community.
Want to elaborate?
Apparently, Joker says my sex game is on fire, but we haven't really touched that yet, and we'll find out soon enough.
Oh boy.
With Joker, he thinks everybody's sex game is fire though. So just make sure you get the details on what's working.
Well, don't get me wrong. If Joker does actually, supposedly he's coming out here in like June or July or something. Yeah, and we're gonna have a 3-way, and Lucha has a pool, so we're gonna.
You're set.
We're gonna have a pool stream.
And we got Lucha a camera to put outside, so that way he can stream it. And
that's what phones are for.
No, I just put it out that we don't have to worry about the phones, because if you're in the pool, you got to worry about them getting wet. So.
Yeah, that's true. Joker, Jake, if I wasn't so attracted to Zool, I'd marry you.
I think that's the first. I think that's the first for this podcast. That's the first that much love being professed. We got marriage talk on.
Right? Wow.
So
what
Joker.
can I say?
It only took us 13 episodes.
Yeah.
Well, I told Joker that I told Joker and Lucha that I'd be their guy on the side. If they on.
If you're down for being on the side, because the Joker and Lucha's love for each other is very strong. I don't see anybody really coming between that. So.
I don't know if that's even possible, to be honest.
I don't know. I'll have to send Joker a picture of me in a Speedo and see what he thinks. So, what are some plans that you have coming forward? I know you kind of hinted at some things, and maybe your schedule changing a little bit to make it a little bit more. But outside of just a schedule, do you have anything, any special projects that you're working on? Anything that people can, look forward to? Or is it just going to be kind of the same thing,
Well, like I said, I'm going to expand the Gozerian brand. And
I'm actually excited for.
Well, I've got things. I've got some ideas. Granted, I'm very limited on space right now. So hopefully, if I can get into a house within the next, let's just say year, then I'll actually have hopefully have my own room. Good Lord. Sounds like I live near a fucking racetrack most of the time. But no, once I have my own room per se for streaming, then things will evolve at a much rapider pace. But in the short term, I have some things planned.
You can see a whole Ghostbusters theme song when you're entering the stream.
Well, you never know. But like I said,
I really could.
things are in the works.
Nice.
Like I have an initial idea. It's going to probably take me a little bit of time to coalesce, but everyone will be informed when the reveal happens.
Okay. So you're primarily on Livespace and maybe a little bit of TikTok right now, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, and Twitch. I still do Twitch all the time. Twitch, LiveSpace, and TikTok, but mostly just Twitch and LiveSpace right now because TikTok
Okay.
is a weird. I still need to figure out how to stream dual PC TikTok. Because it's either one or the other, and and I just can't.
Okay.
It annoys me that I can't. I mean, it's like virtual OBS virtual cameras and stuff like that, but I just want to just stream in one place.
Right.
I just want to run 9 different platforms, and why can't I do it?
Yeah. How come no Kick?
I left Kick a while back because of. I mean, the platform has become a toxic hellscape of just fuckery, and
You're not wrong.
but I mean, I still support people there because there are good people there. But this just goes back into the Twitter drama that I talk about. Just seeing specific people from that platform doing stupid things. And I mean, Kick is doing their job to, sweep up some of those things. But
There's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah. And I mean, it just wasn't really for me. And I was toward the end, I was really losing traction, and I literally would, like, probably the last handful of streams, I literally had no viewer at all.
That's crazy.
So well, I mean, okay, that's neither here nor there.
No, I get you. I was just curious.
But yeah, I'm just like, you know what, I was really happy. I was really, really excited to see where Livespace would go, and are going at a much more exponential rate than the other platforms. I mean, but then I see people tweet on about Kick, like most of them still haven't received their 1099 forms. I'm like, what? I mean, taxes are due next month, people.
Yeah.
Like, and then they talk about all this, this Kick V2 and all this other stuff, and it's just like, where is it? Where is it? It's we're talking about it, but where is all this innovation? But but yeah, and it's just not happening. So, and like some of their bigger streamers are just stupid and retarded. It wasn't for me.
Okay. Do you do a lot of community stuff, or like how do you do? Because I've seen you play with people, but is it just you play with your friends, or is it communities? Like, are you open to playing with the community?
Oh, I'm open to play with anyone, anytime, anywhere.
Oh boy.
Awesome.
No, that was a very open invitation.
Is there a sign-up sheet that I can see so that way I can make sure my name's on it?
Well, actually, it's a subscription.
All right,
no, I mean, but that's where it just just go to www.ZuulishGoverian toe feet pics / taint / ringoffire.com.
/ringoffire.com. All right, I'm looking for the subscribe button. I mean,
but no, I mean, that's what I've been that's what I've been looking for. You know, I
Mhm.
like playing games. You know, I mean, like when Joker and Lucha and I started playing Lethal Company together. I mean, I haven't laughed that hard like in such a long time. I mean, we were just fucking. Actually, well, let me rephrase that. I was like trying to be the smart one, you know, like the logical one. Like we need to do this, and then, you know, Lucha and Joker are just running into turrets and mines, and I'm just. I mean, but it was just but
I
it was just so it was so stupid, and it was just well, I was like like my sides hurt because we laughed. I just laughed, and I just it's just been so long since I've had that connection with people,
right.
Right.
especially in like the video game space. Because you know when we were kids, when we were younger, I mean, you know, like in there, like in back in the 2010s, or back in the 2008s and nines, um, the just you know just you go home from work, you hop on your Xbox and that's what I'm here for, Death.
And I can believe that because, like,
um,
just when you said logical and you put Lucha and Joker and all in the same sentence, I'm thinking to myself,
Oh my God, yeah.
I don't see that ending well.
but but yeah, video games become you know it just and it sucked because when I moved out here to the West Coast, you know, all my friends at the time were still on the East Coast. So, you know, playing with them online, it was you know wasn't as easy and just. But I mean, it was just a simpler time back then. You know, you could just
Mhm.
hang out and just play games and go to
Mhm.
bed and. But it's just you know things were just so much better.
Yeah.
But I feel this is you know I'm getting back to those days. You know, with FK and everybody in here, and it's just you know and it just it warms the cockles of my cold dead heart.
Mm.
um, no, that's cool. So you're open to playing with the community.
Yeah, of course,
Again,
all the time.
they gotta pay for the. I mean, no, they don't. Sorry. Um, what is if you end up
Well,
they gotta pay for something, but we'll cover that maybe later. If you had to, if Lady put a gun to your head right now and said you have to pick
hmm
one game to play for the rest of your
hmm
life,
Put the gun to their heads.
you know, do we really need to answer that? I mean, that should be pretty obvious at this point.
one game for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Wow.
Okay.
Rude.
Actually, no, this is real easy. This is a really easy one. And I'm about to show my age. So, do you, or anyone, remember a game in the arcades? Yes, arcades are where, you know, kids used to go to play video games,
Mm-mm.
for all you younger people out
Back in the day.
there.
Back when
There
Lucha
was a
was a youngin.
game, there was a game called Ivan Reitman's Super Off-Road
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
with the steering wheels.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot tell you how many quarters I put into that machine.
Probably your whole allowance.
I mean, I was an arcade kid. I mean, I lived, breathed. I probably got an arcade STD.
Oh
That
boy.
because I was in arcades. I was in arcades so much. Um, between Super Off Road and oh my God, shit. There's another game that I play all the time that I literally put quarters in. But Super Off Road. You said one game. It's Super
Right.
Off Road, but there was I can't remember the other one. If I remember it, I'll bring it up. But yeah, Super Off Road, easy,
Okay.
hands down. I could play that. I would play that until I was dead.
I was waiting for him to say pinball.
Yeah,
Well,
I can kind
to
of
be
see
honest
that
with
with the
you,
way you started that.
I was never actually very
Hmm.
good at pinball. I was never good at it.
That or like the Pac-Man.
Well, we're the same age.
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't know.
Now, Pac-Man, I enjoyed Pac-Man, but I mean, Pac-Man was just, I don't know, it didn't feel challenging enough to me.
Miss,
I don't
I'll
know.
be honest. I was a Pong legend back in the day.
I always had a thing for
Oh,
Mrs. Pac-Man. I still had to pick like Pac-Man or Mrs. Pac-Man. I
well,
have to go Miss Pac-Man.
in all honesty, that bow was hot.
Mm-hmm.
And the way she wore that bow, yeah, hands down.
Yeah, I've always had this thought of having a lady dress up with a bow on her head and painting her yellow. I mean, sorry, not here. Um, Is their
I mean,
eyes
I
like,
got a bow. It's just not the right bow. It's got ears.
yeah, just have her make those sounds the whole time.
Oh boy.
Her eyes are about to like.
Basically, he wants a big yellow fat thing that's gonna eat everything. Okay, and get him out of it.
Oh my god.
Let's be real. That's
Oh.
exactly
That's
what he
what she
just
went.
said.
Duke Nukem is a good
And he
one as
wanted
well.
to put a bow on my head. Wow. Okay.
Man, oh man.
What are some thoughts that you would have? So you said you've had some moments where you've been like, why am I still doing this? But you've also had some great highlight moments that have kept you going as well. What is some advice? Like if you're I got McLazy over here on my YouTube side. What's some advice you would give to him? Like if he's having one of those moments, what would you tell him just from your experience, like to keep him going, to be like, nah, McLazy, you got this, and here's why, here's my thoughts on this. What would you say to him?
Does he have hair where I can put him up against the wall and talk to him in his eyes? No.
He's got a very nice head of hair.
He does. He does have a very nice head of hair.
I mean, I would tell him this. Don't take it seriously. Look at me in the camera. Look at my eyes. Don't take it seriously. Take it one day at a time. One foot in front of the other. Is it going to be easy? No. Is it going to be hard? Sometimes. But you just need to have fun. And fun is the most important part of it all. And if you can't have fun, then, there's other things in your life that you need to reevaluate. So, just have fun. Just be you. Don't be anyone else. Don't try to copy anybody else. Just be you.
There you go.
Interesting.
It's
like hanging out with Dr. Phil.
well, and it's funny
You
because...
are not the father.
Well, and it's great that he says that, because it hammers home a point that I just made just the other day after talking with Llama and Cuddly.
Yep.
I made a comment about this. Literally, everybody has come in here and we've asked this question, and the answer is, whether the wording has been identical or not, it has literally been the same piece of advice that has come from everybody. Have fun and be true to yourself. That's the
just
best
be
way to do
just
it.
be you. Just be you. And fuck, just.
That's enough, or it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just. I mean, let's not just be you and fuck. I mean, that's another form of content.
I mean,
that's
as long as
that's ladies' version of fun. So I mean, half the time I need to beat her off with a stick. So.
Oh yeah.
You know what? It better be a big stick.
Welcome to
You haven't complained yet.
WZUL.
I've never complained.
Zuulish.
That's right.
After dark.
Hey, if we're doing Zuulish After Dark, you and Lady are going to get along great, because for months we had Lady After Dark, so getting her as somebody who wants an After Dark episode, awesome, go for it.
But yeah, no, it's just.
That's when you get
She's
all
already,
the dirty.
I can see her over here in the camera, she's already perking up. After Dark? Is it really?
But
It is. It's snowing after dark. That means I get to be twice as dirty.
Oh, Jesus.
Because we got to make that white snow not so white anymore.
Oh, wait, wouldn't it still be white? That sounds like there's a protein deficiency somewhere.
Nope.
I mean, unless you're eating a lot of pineapple or something like that. Oh.
Hey, nothing wrong with a good pineapple, especially on pizza. So,
Back to that again.
That's
no, I
yeah,
got you.
just.
I had a question, and then Lady started talking about dirty stuff again, so it kind of threw me off.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to derail you.
Well, then it wasn't that important.
No, it actually was. My brain just doesn't work like that. If I have a thought and I get distracted, then I lose it. Do you do a lot of competitive play? Because I saw because you did the FK Fortnite tournament, right?
Yeah, that was like the first tournament I've played in probably like 3 years.
Okay.
No, so I don't do a lot of. I dabble. I mean, I started doing some of the Fortnite racing stuff, but I mean, I'm not a competitive person. I'm not like, haha, fuck you, bitch, you suck. No, it's not that. I'm not like that. I mean, like, oh,
So you can't play with Lady.
You got 17 kills. Go get a job. It's nothing like that.
That's what I'm going to tell you the next time you get 20 kills. I'm going to go tell you to go get a better job. I'm going to remind you that that's why I suck, because I work all day.
But yeah, no. I just have fun. You know, I just have fun, and because video games are supposed to be fun, and
Yeah.
you take video games seriously.
Gotcha.
I know, Mr. Competitive over there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Lead a competitive person? Come on.
Oh my God, Gary.
That doesn't even compete.
Yeah, not even a little bit. I just like to have fun. So.
You are such a liar. He's gonna get struck down with lightning, Chad.
I remember my question though, because we were talking about support and
was the doctor? Does Dr. Zuulish have to come in now and have a counseling session?
No.
Okay.
No, his idea of counseling is throwing me off the roof of a building. We're good.
Oh, okay. All right. What was your question?
I didn't.
When it comes to having those rough moments, yeah, I know your husband. You said he does a lot of his music stuff and everything. He's going through his own stuff, but is he there to help you through those times and everything?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So, because that was all. I was just like, sometimes, like Lady and I, we get involved in our own side of things and everything. She's been working on some projects on her own, and she's got her schoolwork and everything. So sometimes, like, in the moment, and this is not a dig because, I'm going to be clear, she's busy. It takes her a little bit to be able to be like, hey, you good? And sometimes I don't catch her right away.
No. It's, yeah. No, we're always here. I mean, we're always here. We're, you raise me up, stuff like that. There's never a point where I'm in a dark space.
Okay.
Or nothing that I remember, nothing that I recall.
Because there are times where I've had to, pick Leeds up ass out of the gutter and put him back together and, pat him on the back, brush him off and say, now go get him, Tiger.
Well, I mean, look at him. I mean, he's fragile. I mean, he's very thin.
We're not even going to talk about how fragile he is. He is so distracted over there.
No, I was looking through his Twitter. There was something that caught my eye, but then my screen refreshed. I'm trying to find it again because I wanted to ask about it. And I wanted to read it, make sure I got my wording right. So,
well, if you remember it, then just read it.
I don't remember it. Like,
ask.
It was like 3 months ago.
He is like so ADD.
I am.
It's like squirrel.
I'm trying to make sure I'm listening at the same time. So, because my focus is more here. There was something that caught my eye. And I was trying to pull it out because I like to read it verbatim because I don't want it to be misconstrued. I like to have the wording proper.
He's very nitpicky on words.
I'm thinking to myself, I need to start doing this and actually, like, I always forget to, like, screenshot it so, like, I have the picture saved and everything. So that way I can just be like, oh, picture. And I keep saying I'm going to do this, and then I don't.
Well, I mean, organic interactions are important, but, maybe, just, throwing you a little bone here. Maybe you should take some
notes. You're not wrong.
We are fly by the seat of our pants kind of people. We don't plan anything.
No, I do actually, and I was.
He does. No, he does.
But I'll be honest. The one thing that threw me off because I didn't give it two thoughts, and it was your husband and your sexuality. Didn't give a no offense, no disrespect. I just didn't care to even think about it because you're a beautiful man, but it doesn't matter to me one way or the other. So when you said that, I was like, I never really stopped and gave it two thoughts, and then I was like, well, this is interesting. He's the first person who's even remote. He's come right out and said it, but even remotely, nobody's ever said or insinuated that they were to try to ask any questions along that. So that kind of like threw my whole train of thought out the window. I was ready for just to go a whole different round of questions, but you've been so open and
you're welcome.
No, and it's good because it opens up. One of the things that I always look to show here with Lady, we've always talked about this. The point of doing these is to showcase people and a variety of people, but all to show and ties into one way. We're all gamers, like you said. We're all streamers. We're here to have fun, but also to help people grow. And one way to help people grow is to help people learn a bit. You know, that's why I'm very delicate with. You know, I try to be very sensitive with some of these questions because, like in the case of sexual orientation, that is a very, if you're not careful, that can be a very tricky subject.
Of course.
You and I have only known each other for a short time. Granted, we get along and our interactions are great, but it doesn't mean that I'm not the greatest at wording things. I've pissed a few people off unintentionally because I've worded things badly.
But you're curious now, aren't you?
About what?
Oh, I have so many questions. I
Ask
will
away.
totally ask you off podcast.
No, I'm just fucking.
No. The questions I have are not questions that are meant to be asked here.
But yeah. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad I can facilitate a whole nother dialogue.
With you're very laid back and you are very open. I do like how like you're like, well, ask away, whatever, you know, like you're open to it all.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just preface with one thing. I don't know if I ever specified this or not, but I'm the type of person that will start a conversation with a complete stranger.
Okay.
So
I mean, you kind of have to be that way to be a streamer too, though. So.
Mm-hmm.
well, yeah, but you know, this is just even before that. So I mean, but and you know, and I felt comfortable because you know this goes back to the whole me gelling with you. And you know, if I like you, I'm and I'd like to hope that I'm a pretty good judge of character. But I mean, but if you're cool with me, I'm cool with you.
I get
Well,
it.
there you go. It kind of goes along with what you've been saying, you know, the vibes, you know, the good vibes, you know, things are going to go well, and you're going to be able to mesh with, whether it's as a viewer or a streamer.
I mean, I have a slapstick sense of humor. So, that, you know, when I played with Joker and Lucha, you know, for the first time, and we just started making sex songs out of, you know, just random pop songs, I knew right away that everything was going to be okay.
Interesting choice of words. Would you say playing with Lucha and sex? All right.
You know, they're like the Harry Potter and the Hermione Granger and the Ron Weasley of Harry Potter. I'm telling you, the three of them. Well, let's just add the sex in the mix instead of the freaking potions and shit. And you've got a whole nother kind of a story to go off of. Could you imagine the book?
Yeah.
The series behind it? I mean, you could get behind some magic fuckery.
Yeah.
Lucha,
Am I the only one here?
Lucha sausage and the Book of Fuckery.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, instead of it being Harry Potter, it's Lucha it's the Lucha sausage magical fuckery. Like I could just see it.
Lucha
Make it
sausage.
work.
Going to be released soon on Amazon audiobooks and Barnes & Noble bookstores everywhere in the
Right?
next 6 months. Pre-order your copy now and get a free taint wax with every copy.
Lucha would be your biggest purchase.
Right?
With as much as he talks about shaving his taint or waxing his taint and everything, I mean, he'd probably have about 10,000 copies in the first month. Love you, Lucha, by the way. Ghost
He's
Hunting
probably
Show.
using the pages to rip the wax off. So he has to buy another copy.
Actually, it'd be a scratch and sniff pop-off book. Actually,
There we go.
I'd be all over that.
Oh my god.
Especially if it was Lucha taint smelling. I mean, sorry.
the taint trio takes on the werewolf is my favorite episode.
Oh boy.
Ghost Hunting Show. That would be. See, if the three of you actually got together, I think that would be some awesome content. I could just see you guys doing something like that. Some IRL, like running around the city with like doing crazy shit like that. I could definitely.
Did you see them dressed up as Ghostbusters and driving the little car and blaring Ghostbusters theme song as they're driving through, and you could see them getting out with their little like guns and everything. Oh my god, I can. I totally can.
I use crackhead's fingernails to rip the scratch off. Actually,
Oh boy.
I love you, Lucha.
Oh, wow, Luch. Lucha, I'm over here trying to make you money. I'm telling Lee to hurry up and write your book.
I found the tweet that I was looking for because we were talking about some struggles and everything because it was actually a serious question. So it caught my eye because I have this issue quite regularly, and it seems like I always get caught with OBS issues because a few months back.
Did you say you have IBS? That's a medical condition that you might need to get checked.
OBS. I want to wear the ectoplasma suit. I want to wear the ectoplasma gun in just undies.
Oh boy.
And a mask. That would be amazing, actually.
It's got to have the little ghost on the little ghosty ghost from Ghostbusters on your butt.
I'm looking at
OBS issues. Yes.
Do you have those issues quite regularly? Because I do. I seem to have it so often. Like I've been caught a few times doing these podcasts. It started off. I'm thinking everything's good, but somehow a setting has magically changed itself. And
well, that's OBS 101.
Yeah, I still get caught to this day, and now before we turn the stream on, I'm checking all the settings, and I'm like,
oh yeah, of course, that's very smart. But not as I mean, have I reformatted my computer twice? Yes. Just started over. Yeah, OBS can be a bitch, a fickle mistress, and yeah. I think I've got everything under control now. For the most part. So.
Yeah, but so it's not a common occurrence like it is for me then.
Oh yeah, no OBS issues and streaming. That's like cookies and milk.
How do you feel? Because we got somebody over on YouTube talking about this. How do you feel about pizza with pineapples? So basically Hawaiian
Love
pizza. Love it.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Still on that?
Actually, hot take. Pizza, pineapple, or pizza or pepperoni and pineapple. Chef's kiss.
Although I could do what is it, Canadian bacon or as well.
Well, I mean, when you think of a Hawaiian pizza, Canadian bacon is basically the norm.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I took it a step further with pepperoni, and it was delicious.
I just want to see like the pepperoni cooked over the pineapple, so it's all into it. The cheese melts over, so it's like stuck in there. So it's like a surprise when you bite into it.
Right. Stop, please.
You had me until you had the cheese all over it.
Do you think you would ever go to just one platform when it comes to streaming? Because you said you're on Twitch, but I know
100%.
So there may come a day where you're not doing more than one.
Yeah, 100. Yeah.
What would it take for that to happen?
Just having a platform that gives a shit, like literally about their streamers, about their content, about what they control, what they limit. Well, no, I'm starting to sound like the GOP. Just a platform that just gives a shit about the content they're creating, is willing to, give them a fair share, is willing to innovate, is willing to, be a one-stop shop for everything.
Okay.
And yeah.
So pretty much life space.
Yep. That's I mean, if it's not, if something happens and life space dies, will it make me sad? Yes, it will, because life space seems to be a kind of a special place right now. So yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Sorry, I'm processing because I agree. Like live space, I hope it goes. I hope it continues. I genuinely love the platform. So like, I thought the same thing with Mixer. I loved it, and then they started making all the wrong. So I hope live space looks back over it and said over the course of other platforms, because Mixer, was great, but it died. Glimish had promised when it started. Trovo, everybody says it's just become pay to play. share play has just taken an eternity to actually do anything with it. What the hell is Rumble? Sorry, I just watched Jake's comment.
You're better off not knowing.
Rumble's a podcast.
I think so. Yeah, I don't even.
It's a podcast. It's an app you can download to listen to political podcasts. Welcome to my world of I do know things.
But yeah, no, but live space seems to be, the wheels are in motion, consistently, and that's what I like. I like that. That makes me happy.
Yeah. So, do you, when it comes to the social feed here, do you have the same struggles with using the social feed on MySpace with Twitter? Because I tend to focus more on Twitter, and I tend to forget about the social feed on MySpace.
I 100% am exactly the same, and I need to
start using it more.
Yeah.
I do too. I'm guilty of it.
Well,
And then I'm guilty of saying that I'm going to do better because I keep thinking about it, and then I don't follow through with what I say. So I got to actually start doing more with it, beyond just saying it. How do you feel about podcasts? And this is a trick question. So there is a right answer since you're on a podcast episode right now.
well, so this is easy. It's an avenue that I've been very bi-curious about.
What do you mean?
Well, because going back to what I said before, there's so many gamers in this space. Actually, the reason why I thought about this is because, Joker, Lucha, and I were sitting down, and believe it or not, if you look at every streaming platform, okay, well, let me flip the script. Do you know, just off the top of your head, don't look at any streaming platforms, do you know what the number one topic on all streaming platforms is currently?
Gaming.
Don't look.
Gaming.
I'm not looking.
I'm not looking.
It's not.
What is it?
Just chatting.
Interesting.
Which
on Twitch, on Kick, just chatting is always on the top of the leaderboards. But I also have a Twitch stream analyzer that I use, and just chatting is always on the top of the list every time. So,
unfortunately, everybody's got opinions, and opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, so they want to share it.
Of course, but going back to answer your question, like I said, podcasting has always been something that I've been interested in dipping my toes into because, here I am. One, two, I can swoon people with my voice, I guess. And so yeah, it's just, I've always wanted to get into radio. I've always wanted to do something, going back to the whole voice acting thing. But,
is there something that's holding you back from it?
Well, like I said before, it's a saturated space, and there's no like LinkedIn, there's no like thing that, hey, you want to be a voice actor? Go here. It's just, you want to be a voice actor? Go to this subreddit, and then go down to like the basement of the building on the 17th Street of the 27th, Avenue. And it's ridiculous. It's so fragmented. It's sad. But yeah, no. So, but podcasting, voice, just talking about stuff. Yeah, it's I believe, I feel that's probably the next logical evolution for me.
Okay.
But you bring up a good point when it comes to the different content, because I started looking through like the podcast stuff, right? And Lady called it that just coming up with a name for the podcast was difficult itself because there's so many out there for starters. It's like you said.
Yeah.
Yep.
You really
it's like starting a business.
Totally, 100%.
But then looking at, we were talking about, we actually had this conversation. It's not just chatting, but just IRL content. Like looking at it from a Kick perspective, there's a lot more IRL content, or like reactionary stuff. and we've already talked about the evolution of like streaming and gaming and stuff, but that's just another evolution. It seems like it's shifting where people want to see more of that because, like when I post TikTok stuff, right? I made a TikTok of lady just the other day, best view count that I've seen in months. Whereas my gaming stuff, I get decent views. I'm not complaining, whatever. But just something silly of my wife acting like a goof when got more views than some good gaming clips that I got. So people like it. To me, it seems like it's a current trend right now. People want to see more legit, stuff like that.
Well, that's the thing. So, thank you to social media. We live in a bite-sized world.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we live 10 seconds at a time, 5 seconds at a time. We take all these. We're like a koi pond, and you throw some food into the koi pond, and you just all these little bites, all these little nibbles are taking all these little TikToks and all these little YouTube shorts, and just people just fingering through their. I mean, that's the world we live in now. That's this micro informational world. When social media came out, it was just there was one space. There was just one place to go. And then that one space became 3 spaces, and then
Yep.
5, and then 25, and then 125, and now we live in this hyper connected reality, at 10 seconds at a time. And so yeah, I mean it's very easy. It's very easy to get absorbed. I mean, like literally, the doom scroll as they call it. Like hours of time will just go by because you're just looking at cat videos and people falling on skateboards or someone getting a
I watch
pie
packing videos.
See? Right there?
My TikToks are packing videos that I like. It's companies that are whatever they're selling. I find it so fascinating, and I don't know why.
I like watching
That's
all the
the
ones
thing.
of couples doing goofy shit to each other. Like
Oh my
pranking
God,
each
yeah.
other. So,
Um, yeah.
what do you? So I've been looking at your Twitch. I was trying to pull up your Twitch,
hmm
but I'm looking at your Twitter account. You're looking at your, here it
Well,
is. I found.
funny thing. Funny thing about my Twitch. So, my well, actually, thank you for that follow, by the way. But actually, well, when when I was on Kick, I had over 1,000 followers on Kick.
Mhm.
And granted,
Wow, okay.
a lot of those were bots and stuff. But when I pulled the plug on Kick, I just, I was just done. And I just wanted to start over. I wanted to start fresh, and I just became a supporter and not a streamer. And I had to do the same thing on TikTok, and Twitter, because just bots and people I just didn't care about anymore. So yeah, so my numbers have have gone down because I just wanted to start fresh, and I just needed to get the bullshit out of mine.
Okay. My question was going to be, what do you attribute to your success as far as getting to those numbers? Like I'm looking at your follower count, and I know that's a loaded question because
No, it's not a loaded question because I don't have an answer because I mean I don't know.
He's
I
not
mean,
sure what he did. It happened.
yeah, I mean, I it's not like I mean, it just happened. I mean, especially on TikTok. I mean, I'm averaging, like on TikTok alone, I'm averaging probably just in this past 7 days. I mean, I've got like 20 new followers in TikTok. It's just the TikTok followers are coming, pretty organically.
Hmm.
Twitter, it ebbs and flows, but I don't know. I mean, I really don't know what I'm doing. I just post content. I just post real things. And if people like it, people like it.
Well,
I think that's different. So, I think he's hitting the nail on the head. So I have a lady that I watch, and she caught my attention because her title was getting ready to marry my 7th baby daddy.
The fuck?
Well, I mean,
She
okay.
has no. So it's her shtick to get people to stick around. She's married to the same guy, but they've been married for so long that as you've seen them evolve over the years, it looks like 7 different men. And she's got 6 kids. They're trying for baby number 7, and it's a big thing that she does. She's got over 2.5 million followers because she plays the whole, he's my 7th baby daddy. I'm, sleeping with brothers. There's one more in the mix, so I'm going to get to number 8, and their mom
What's she
won't
doing,
let me
working through the-
return any of them.
What is this? A publisher's clearinghouse suite?
Right, but it's so
What is
hysterical because when
If you order 7 more husbands in the next 35 minutes, you'll get guaranteed for the $1 million prize.
Right, but what caught my attention was baby daddy number 7, because I'm like, what the fuck? How? Like, I'm not knocking people who have multiple baby daddies,
I mean,
not at all.
You're on number 3, so.
Shut up. Shut up.
Ooh.
I do. I have 5 kids with 2 baby daddies, but I was married to both of them.
It was a joke, babe. Everybody knows this.
No, I know. But it's funny as shit because that's what caught my attention. And she does these posts very
She's taking notes, Chad, on
randomly
how to,
every
on
once
how to
in a
move
while.
on.
No, I'm not. She posts these things every once in a while that her husband is legitimately her husband, and it's the same guy through every video. But 90% of her content is about her 6 kids and her 6 baby daddies, and it just rolls. And people follow this shit, and either they're hating on her or they love her. There's no in between. So, like, I just find that funny because if I thought that would work, I'd have had 3 baby daddies, and we'd have talked about this for days. But like, it blows my mind.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Right. It's like the stuff that people find interesting blows my mind. Because I find this interesting and I watch trash, evidently.
Well, like I said, we live in a microdose. We live in a microdose informational world.
Right.
So if that's what interests you, that's what interests you.
I mean, I just find it interesting to read the comments to see whether it's hate or love.
I think that's
Well,
it.
That just goes back into what I said, that everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So a comment on, or a question on that for you, Zuulish, based on the lady saying that. I've noticed women seem to look more at comments for things than men do. Would you say that's a fair statement for starters?
Zuulish is a reader. He reads the comments.
You don't know me, bitch.
Oh, I do, because you just called me bitch. I do. I am.
You don't know me at all.
You're a comment reader.
I could just see the. I
No.
just put this out there. I could see the 2 of y'all gaming together and just having this
No,
great banter
I
back and
mean-
forth.
You are a
All right.
comment reader.
Well, hold on. You just relax. You just simmer down now. Simmer down.
Because you know I'm right.
So I will read. I'll normally, ganter at the first comment.
Mhm.
And then, I'll poke through the other ones, but I don't read all of them because by the time I get down to like level 6 or 7, it just gets stupid,
Repetitive.
and people are just like, I'm just like,
Okay, hold on. If you are reading a post and there's a post and one person dogpiles on the first post and then 5 other Karens decide to give their spin point and it goes back and forth for a hot minute, you're telling me you're not reading that?
no, because, well, I will, but then I'll just stop because I just get so angry because people are stupid.
He nailed it. He does.
No. There's a difference between reading the initial couple of comments and what I like. You, lady, you read every fucking comment because you. It's like watching a soap opera.
It is. I
What'd you say,
love
babe?
it.
So.
Did you say something? Oh, okay.
It is 100%.
But yeah,
I
no,
want to know.
stupid people. you know, if the comments just get out of control, I just stop because I'm just like, no.
Oh no, I can't. Like that part that cracks me up. Like I find it funny to watch them go back and forth on TikTok. Like this one, she actually even comments on the post. Like she makes like a reclip of it. It's got the little picture up there of the post, and she goes, "All right, Karen, let's talk about it today."
Okay, well, I mean, I have seen
And that shit gets me fucking riled up because then you've got 20 other Karens in the comments that are now piling on top of Karen number one, which
Mhm.
is like, and it just gets, I can't help it.
The but yeah, but normally people like that will just like post a comment in their uh, so it'll be the person and then they'll post the comment of the said Karen or Ken,
Yep.
and then my job is done and I don't need to read anymore because I'm just like, well, okay, well, this person's done.
No. You gotta read because there's always something more to it. There always is.
Well, of course.
That's how I
but,
found out she had one baby daddy, not 7.
but the thing is that, you know, I'm not getting any older, and I like to keep the brain cells that I have left. So
You're not getting
because-
any older. Are you done? You refuse to level up anymore?
Wait, hold on. Yeah, no. Well, mentally, I'm not getting any older mentally because my brain is regressing. Well, I'm getting older facially, but my brain is getting younger. So I just I can't comprehend the stupidity.
Interesting.
No, actually, that was I'm not getting any younger.
No, I get it.
But yeah, I just you know.
No, you phrase that in a
like
good
people-
way because it makes me think. Because well, I say that lady, and I think that I feel like women tend to read this comments more. I think it's more of like a. It's not just a woman thing. It's more of a generational thing because I used to be one of those people. Now that I was a sinner thinking back on it, I used to read the comments and stuff. I used to be, but I was younger. You were talking 5 or 6 years ago when I was just about to hit 30. At a certain point, I'm just like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
You see, yeah. But okay, but lady, I will tell you that. I mean, if it's, I will read the comment if it's a movie or something that I'm very passionate about, and then someone goes in on said movie, then and only then will.
See that? I can see that. I can see you going all James Earl Jones on them. You didn't know what you were talking about because this is where we are.
But
I can see you pouncing.
now, but just like I said before, I don't got time for that.
Yeah. I'm thinking back over your answers and stuff, and it's.
Lead is like
No.
over there in his
It's
head trying to figure.
Haven't I think I broke him. I think I might have.
I
broke
think
him.
you
no,
did.
because no. It's not that I'm broken. It's just I'm comparing the
and be honest with you,
similarities.
and beyond that, I mean, that is the most amazing compliment that I could ever receive.
It actually is an interesting thing because it's not too often that anybody really kind of trips me up for words and stuff because I don't know what I was expecting coming into this with you because trying to get I'm thinking back to where you know I watch your streams, I listen to you, I see you on Discord, I've seen some of your posts on Twitter, you know, I've looked through these. I don't know what I was expecting coming into this one, so it really did kind of throw me for a loop. I think you're honestly the first person I did not have a clear expectation other than I can't say Cuddly was a little bit harder. I didn't know him really at all, and I told him straight out. I'll be honest, I haven't caught a lot of your streams. You have caught some of your streams, so I knew kind of your person. I listened to you joke in streams, I listened to you talk. You come into our streams and you've hung out and chatted, so we had a feel for you. So you're the first person that I've had it, or I thought I had a feel for, where that I've been tripped up on. So that it is actually interesting. I mean, you're more than welcome to feel me all you want.
I think you've mojo jojo'd him.
No,
I
but
think
it's.
I can definitely tell. I mean, I can definitely tell that I've gummed up the gears a little bit.
You really have, because I was looking at your TikTok content. I was looking at it, and I was about to ask you, Like, you got my brain going every which way, because I was going to ask you, do you still play Apex? Because I noticed the Apex content on your TikTok
Yeah,
disappeared.
no, I gave that up a long time ago because I sucked.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it was because some people say that the game has just kind of died out, but then there are plenty of people who are picking it back up again. So I was going to ask
Oh
you your
yeah, well
opinion.
no, but
'Cause
cheating had become so rampant in well every game. But yeah, I just could suck.
it's
at
getting,
Apex.
it's getting bad.
I was just no good at it at all.
Okay.
His Apex videos were all his earlier stuff, which
That's why
I
I
don't
wanted
think
to ask about it.
the content isn't bad. It's good content. I just Apex is, like you said, it's a hit or miss game. Either
Yeah.
you love it, you hate it, or you don't know what it is.
But my
Yeah,
reason I was going to ask
well,
was,
I mean, well, Apex was very competitive. I mean, Apex, like, I just wasn't. I could never get into like the speed of it all. You know, I couldn't. I mean, it just, yeah.
I had a hard
mean,
time
I was
getting
just
lady
never
into
because
Apex because
what
of that.
and what's really sad. And here's a little factoid about Apex. I don't know if you know or not, but did you know that Apex is based in the Titanfall universe?
No.
Yes. So Apex is in the Titanfall, exists in the Titanfall universe. So, I mean, there's been some heavy rumors and speculation that a Titanfall 3 is around the corner somewhere. That Respawn was going to blah 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 blah. But, so I mean, is that what brought me to Apex? No, I just figured I'd give it a try. But I mean, I love Titanfall, Titanfall 1, Titanfall 2. Like, remember that whole thing I had about playing with my friends online and stuff? Those were the games I played online back then, with Titanfall 1 and 2. I mean, I fucking had a blast
So
playing Titanfall.
did you get into gaming at a later time, or like when those games first came out? I mean, I know you said you've been at like the arcades and stuff, but like I've had the original Nintendo N64. I mean, I've had every console that's come out up until I think the first one that I never got was PlayStation 3, and then the rest of the PlayStations until just recently. I've had
my
everything
first
else.
major console that I had was a Sega Master System.
Okay, so you're used. Okay, because my question was going to be on the topic of gaming with your friends in the good old days. When you say Titanfall, I'm thinking you got Mech Assault back in the day on the original Xbox.
Never got into that. Crazily enough, yeah, never got into that. I played it, but it was never like something I'd always go back to.
Okay. Halo. I mean, Halo.
Of course.
Yeah,
I
I was
love
about
Halo.
You'd be surprised. I've actually had this
Halo.
conversation
No.
before with people, and they said no.
Halo. I played Halo 1, Halo 2, and Halo 3. Hell, I cried in Halo 2. Or maybe it
Playing
was
Halo
3.
for the first time.
Yeah, no. I mean,
I cried through Reach. We're in the middle of 2. We'll see how it goes.
so funny thing, I believe it was either Halo 2 or Halo 3. So coming from Pennsylvania, there was a band, Breaking Benjamin, and they were from my hometown. And when they did one of the title tracks for, I believe, Halo 3, I want to say it's Halo 3, and when that track came on, and the part of the game where it came on, it's just like super cinematic. You're just like in the middle of it. You're just like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill everyone, you fucking aliens. It just felt so good, and I was just like, yes, oh my god, this is so fucking amazing. And but yeah, no, it's just Halo, yeah, I love Halo. I mean, I never really got into Reach or BDSM or whatever it was called, or ODST. That's the one. Not BDSM.
Lady tried so hard. I could see it.
Well, actually, I did that on purpose.
I tried. I couldn't help it.
But I couldn't. It was ODST. Yeah, I never got in any of those like the spin-off Halo games. I'm a Halo traditionalist.
Yep. ODST was a struggle for me. I played it obviously, but no, I agree with you. Now I was just curious. Like I said, you got my brain going all kinds of ways. Like there's so many things. Like I thought I was ready to ask you all these questions, and then just from the very beginning, I just was off. I was starting.
Well, maybe we can have a part 2 sometime.
We definitely can, because now that I've got a better feel, like since you already surprised me, I've got like 900 other questions, but it's definitely going to take a part 2, because like I think there's a lot more to you. Like, and and I would love to go back with everybody, but with you, like I said, being the first one to throw me off, it's really just like
He is,
Lady gets along great with everybody, and that's the other thing. But like I'm seeing like y'all seem to just click so much. Like sometimes I wonder with Lady, like does she like go overboard, like trying so hard to like throw her 2 cents in there, but with you two, it seems like it's almost like a very natural flow between the two of you.
I
So I
told
think that's
you, it's a Jason vibe for me. It's like having a conversation
I'm her
with
Jason. So.
It is for me, it just is like, all right, we just picked up. We're just continuing. Like it's not a necessity to even think about the conversation. It just goes. And I don't know how else to explain it other than that.
And
Because
that's well,
Lead
like I
used to
said,
be
I mean,
so jealous of that relationship.
well, and that's so great to me. I'm so. It really honors me and touches me deeply that I can do that for you. I mean that's just
and
it brings
I
me so
don't
much
have
joy.
that. I don't have that connection with very many people. For me, like when I first met him, it was like, oh, this isn't gonna go well. I don't know if I can do this. And then the next thing I knew, we were like inseparable, and it was like, well, fuck, So now I find myself
That's the way
yeah,
life happens. I mean
exactly.
that's the way life happens.
And it's great though. Like I'm actually enjoying it, and I'm actually feeling like I'm not. Part of me is a little embarrassed for being like thrown off my game because I'm usually much better. Anybody can bring me a topic, and I can bullshit my way through a topic easily. Like I don't know shit about football, right? I love to watch it. I can hold my own in a basic conversation. Like if a game is on, and I can be like, oh yeah, that pass or defense is playing like this. But if you ask me to get into like stats and stuff, I get tripped up easily. But if we can keep it very broad, I can bullshit my way through something. But this is like when we did the ladies podcast, and this is what makes you throw me off so unique. The ladies thought they had me tripped up when they started talking about the periods, right? They wanted to have a little chat about the periods.
Yeah, I was there for that.
So Lady gets we get done, right? And Lady comes in and she's like, "You were very red. You were very thrown off." And I was like, "I might have been red, but yeah, I'm not really one to sit around and talk about my period with other people."
I mean, you are kind of red right now. I mean, I'm actually being honest.
Honestly, if you want some honesty, I think it's because our house is very warm.
It is.
Well,
So all of a
I got a
sudden,
heater
I'm
too.
over here sitting here thinking, damn, it's hot in here. What the fuck?
But I acted the way that I did, like because it got them all riled up. It made the content better. Like I can't even like really play like I'm acting to get a reaction, for entertainment purposes. Because like I have, like Jake put in here. He wants to hear more about the Air Force. My brain's been on the whole. You said you were in Italy, and 2011,
yeah.
right?
No, actually, I was in Italy from 1999 to 2001.
Oh, okay. I got my times wrong because I was thinking, oh, you were in Italy. So was I. I was actually stationed in Italy in the Navy.
Yeah.
I was in.
Would that be Sigonella?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Been there, done that.
Yeah. So all these things, like there is a big part too behind this because I would love to hear more about how you've gotten your life experiences. Like I want to go back through some of these people's, like with Llama, she had some things that, and I'm always afraid I'm not gonna ask the question the right way because like there are some things that are very sensitive.
Never be afraid. Just ask it.
Okay.
Just ask it. If it doesn't come out of your brain, if it doesn't come out of your mouth the right way, that's not on you. That's okay. You'll be fine.
Well, he does it a lot for me because I say things, and the way it comes out in my head, I said it 100% what I was thinking, but it never comes out the way it's supposed to. Never ever. And he's like, "Wait a minute, did you mean this?" And I'll be like, "That's what I said." And he'll be like, No, babe. That's not what you said. And I'm like, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I get where he's coming from on that aspect.
But one thing I've been sitting here thinking about though too is thinking about the answers, the way you've approached everything, and the demeanor. It's been a great way to showcase how similar everybody is, and I wish more people would be more inclined to give people a chance to and be more willing to listen to Discovery and other content creators because your personality is very similar to Systems. He's very you have a very relaxed demeanor, right?
That's why I love Systems.
But then your responses have been very similar to somebody to like llamas, whereas she might have energy bouncing off the walls, which could explain why she gets along with Jake and everything so well. But her answers have been very similar to yours, very direct and to the point. But you also
llama definitely will not beat around the bush. He doesn't seem like a llama that will take much shit.
She doesn't sugarcoat it either. She just gives it to you plain and simple. And if you don't like it, she gave it to you.
And
that's the llama way.
Yep. And there's nothing wrong with that.
And then Lucha has been a very fine blend between, say, you and
everybody.
Llama. No, yeah, everybody. He's been a very interesting blend, but I was even able to prepare for him, because he has a very serious nature behind the. He puts on this very goofy facade, but he's also very serious and very empathetic. Stealing your word. So he's a very interesting and unique personality. But again, you guys have all been so similar that it's been great to kind of prove a point that we're all people, we're all the same, we're all and it's been great to see that to prove that we're not alone in this, because we all deal with the same stuff. Maybe not literal specifics,
Mm-hmm.
But it's all the same thing, and because tying back into what some people have said. It's not a competition, when you talk about how you have the drum, you don't want the drum, you don't have time for that. We don't have time to compete with people, So that's another way some of my mind has been. It's just been comparing everybody, like how similar all the responses have been, how everybody's come about, when it comes to asking what advice would you give somebody, it's been pretty much the same. Your answers towards gaming and content. Yeah, I've got some stuff in the works, and I've been doing this, and this is how I approach this, and when it comes to drama, everybody's answer's been the same. I haven't got time for it. I don't care for it. Get it out of here. And I wish people. I hope people hear this and it would take it to heart, because it's definitely. I'm not gonna say inspirational, but it's definitely, I think, something that everybody needs to hear. Stop worrying about the drama. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's real, Lead. Real. We need more real people.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. I mean, there's no simpler way to put it. There's really no explanation needed beyond that. We need more real, more people like all of you guys, just who come in here to have fun and want the vibes and just make friendships. So many people have taken to streaming and content creation as, how can I make it? How can I? Lucha, don't take your mask off. I love you.
Who do we step on to get over?
Mm-hmm.
The next person to get to that next level? Who do we say, okay, I know enough about you, it didn't work out, we're no longer friends, but how can I take that knowledge that I have and take your viewership away to give it to other people? We're all too competitive. There's too much.
Well, if you tried to do that, I'd cut you. Wait,
please,
I'm sorry.
Promise.
Oh, no.
Promise me? Yep, we're good.
That's a different side of her, though.
But I mean, if you think about it, like, that is what the streaming world has become. It is not the
dog eat dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't sit here and say, okay, today we are going to enjoy each other, and it's Lucha's sign. Can't everybody just get along? No. We're never going to be able to all hold hands, sing Kumbaya, and say,
horribly
I'm proud
disagree.
of you.
Horribly disagree.
But now, kids.
He can disagree all he wants. He's entitled to his asshole.
No, but that's okay. Because if we did all do that, the Earth would stop spinning and throw us all into space.
It would. You're right.
Yeah.
The problem is yes, it could happen. Is it likely to happen anytime soon? No. And the reason why I say that is because everybody is so ambitious and everybody is so hungry to get to where they want to be. And I think the problem comes down to it is we allow that green-eyed monster to come in and derail us from what we're trying to do and what we're succeeding at doing, because we want to be like Jim Bob Sue over there who's yelling "suey" and who is making it bigger than you because they're yelling
Whatever, yell it.
"suey." So do you come back and go, okay, hey, I'm gonna try yelling "suey" because it helped Jim Bob Sue over there make his money. Now I'm gonna try the same thing,
Suey?
and instead of just being
Where
them.
are you getting suey from? I've never.
Haven't you ever been? Have you never heard a pig call?
Sweet.
"Suey." How did you think they call pigs out in the
I
middle
heard
of
that.
nowhere?
I was like, okay.
You know, as a person that has come from the northeastern corner of Pennsylvania, I do happen to know, I have been around a farm or two, so I completely understand, where the young lady is coming from.
I have to ask, where in Pennsylvania?
Northeastern corner. So basically, the little town I grew up in was a population of about 250 people, and that included cats and dogs.
Oh boy.
And the country store and the post office were in the smack dab center of town, which, if you would have driven from one side to the other and blinked, you would have already been through the town and on your way out.
You were out by, well, okay, so we used to live in Langhorne, which was about 45 minutes out of Center City, Philly.
Okay, yeah. So I ended my Pennsylvania career in Scranton, Wilkes-Barre.
Okay. And then I've been to, so I used to work for a company called Route 21, and their home office is in Cranberry. So I used to go and.
I like, yep, very, very familiar with Cranberry.
Yeah, great little area.
I believe that was next to Virginville and Blue Balls, if we
Yep. Yep, exactly.
Let's not forget Mars and Moon.
And the IKEA is right in between.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor lead over there. He is so.
I got nothing to contribute because I don't know. Like, all I'm thinking is cranberries. Thanksgiving. I'm not a fan.
Cranberry Township.
Well,
it's this little township called
Pennsylvania-
Cranberry Township.
Yeah,
You can
Pennsylvania is a very, very eclectic place.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We
Virginville
visited me a couple of times there.
Virginville is definitely a real place. Next to Blue Balls, which is also a real place.
You see the look on his face? He doesn't even know what to say.
No. Thank you, Puritans.
I mean, we could take him to Amish country and see how it goes.
I know Amish.
Yeah.
We have Amish country
make-
here. That's
they
nothing.
make
Oh, I
great
know we
butter.
have Amish country here,
Make
but
great butter and Afghan.
I used to love to go and see the Amish country because I'm a quilter, so I used to like to go and watch these and talk to these ladies about quilting. That was what I used to do.
Oh my God, Lucha. When it
What?
comes, so we talked about you guys, the two of them being brothers, like identical twins, and
Yeah.
Lucha just proved my point. So I'm hoping he goes through with what he's saying here because I'm not going to ruin the surprise if he does it. So, Lucha, if you're listening, please do it, just so you can prove my point. No, I mean I've been to PA a few times. Like I know, I went there for Dish a couple of times when I worked for them. So I've seen the different parts. I've been into Pittsburgh. Like I was on the west part, closer to Ohio, but the Pittsburgh area all the way down to West Virginia. So like along the border there, they had us going all up and down, doing that. Oh, hang on, I gotta fix this. He's about to do it. So let me fix this for him.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
Hang on, guys. So, now one thing I've noticed too, and this is going to be a very special one, is I figured out how to put the video on Spotify as well. So now,
Oh my dear Lord
so
Jesus.
people are going to be able to see this and actually appreciate this.
At its finest.
Yep. So our viewers and listeners everywhere. All right, Lucha, if you're listening, you should be there. He is.
Here he is. Hi, Sunshine.
Hello, I'm
How
the
are
Lucha
you?
Gazarian. How are you guys? It's great to see you all here tonight.
Oh my God.
Just Ask me the question, lead. I'll give it to me straight. How are you?
Telling you.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I'm dying. Fuck, I'm dying.
No, Zuulish, you mentioned my face being red. You,
Lucha.
Whoa.
I like masks, and I'm a Gazarian because I like Ghostbusters.
You officially broke us.
I have to admit, I'm actually very disappointed in myself. I guess I need a beard trim too. I mean,
It just cleaned up. It looks good, there, right? Yeah.
can you imagine if Zuulish, if you did actually get the beard the same way?
no,
you guys
actually,
could do.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
I can't. I mean, I can get mine short, but it's just it'll never disappear because it's.
I can't, like, oh my lord. This is uncanny.
So
We look a little bit alike.
Lucha Gazarian, can you guys like read each other's minds now or something?
Man, Zool's horny. I gotta go now. Goodbye.
I have to admit, I mean, he's got less gray in his beard. I'm very very jealous of that actually.
Yeah, a little
Give it a few
coloring.
years. Give it a little bit of time.
No, hold on.
It'll be great.
I mean,
I
he's
bet you
got
he
some.
colors it.
I don't.
No,
No, there's
The only thing
I
I
like
got.
that. No.
Lucha Gazarian would not do that.
No.
How are you doing?
All right, I
Lucha?
love you guys. Goodbye.
Love you too, buddy.
We love you too. Bye. That was worth it.
Oh man, wow.
Wow.
Okay. Well, on that note,
Yeah.
Now that
So-
we've met your doppelganger.
So,
yes, Jake, I did get the weirdest boner. I'm not gonna-
so I actually want to end this here because a thought occurred to me. There is a topic that I want to do, and if you, and feel free to say no because give people a chance to laugh at me for being shot down. Being our first person on here that has come out saying that they are
Sorry, I was just waiting. Was waiting to hit the deny button.
saying that they are gay.
What?
Would you be interested in coming on and doing an episode where we kind of dive into that a bit more as a way to maybe help somebody? My goal behind it is to help somebody, like maybe if they're there to deal with like being a streamer of that sexual orientation. It was a thought that occurred to me, and I think it might be a bit inspirational. It might help a few people, and just do it as a kind of like a motivational one, where we maybe dive a little bit deeper onto that side of it. Is that something that you would ever do? Maybe not today or tomorrow, but maybe 6 months to a year. Would that something be? I'm being very broad here.
Can I wear pasties?
Yes.
You can wear what you want.
Actually, no. I mean, to be honest with you, that I would be honored. That'd be great.
Okay.
I would. I'm not going to shoot you down. Yet.
Not yet. It's something
Not
that
yet.
I do think that is something that we definitely need to kind of coordinate a bit more just to make sure, because like
Okay.
as I mentioned, I'm not the greatest at vocalizing in a
Oh,
Easy
Jesus
manners.
Christ, Levy, you shut up.
but I do want to talk to you about that.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
I mean,
Um,
you didn't ask. You didn't
Yeah, well-
ask the ultimate guy question.
What?
Yeah, we're
no.
almost.
No. The ultimate guy question. Whenever you meet a gay guy, the question is are you the top or the bottom?
Well,
That is the ultimate question.
I enjoy both.
Oh, you're a switch hitter.
I am what's considered versatile.
I'm okay with that. That's a good answer. We can
Yeah.
roll with that one. Switch hitting is a very interesting that opens a whole door. Woo!
Okay, before we end this, I gotta ask, where do you get that that's the ultimate guy question? Because that wasn't even a thought in my mind, to be honest. Like,
Really? You don't? That's not a question for you?
Well, it's the ultimate gay question. It's not guy. question.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. It is the ultimate gay question because everybody wants to know. Because everybody assumes. Because this
Yeah,
was my
see,
first mistake on
mhm.
the gay conversation
Yeah.
is who's the guy, who's the girl, and it doesn't work that way.
And now there's like a whole other subset of things now, which is
Yeah.
crazy to me.
Only my wife.
But yeah. What? No, it's true. Have you not ever had that
There's
conversation?
the gears,
Like,
the gears.
No.
It's getting a lot more goopier up there in the brain
you
right now.
you
for the-
haven't seen a couple walking down the street and it be either two guys, two girls, whatever, and you haven't ever been like,
I'm not gonna
that's
say
the
I
guy, that's the
never, but
girl.
never. I'm not gonna say never, but in recent years, no, because
So like, the first time I met Steven with Jason walked in and Steven walked in behind him, and I went, and after Steven left, I looked at Jason and said, so Steven's the girl, and he's like, no, Steven's the bottom. Like, it was a whole conversation, because that's the misleading conversations that come into the whole conversation of gay or straight. Like, straight people think it's guy, girl, this is your dominant place, this is your dominant role, this is who you are. Being gay takes it to a whole nother level, and people don't see it that way.
I don't think about it because
I think that
went
totally blew his mind.
just because you were so straightforward with it. Like I would never come out and say, so Zuulish, you know, like personally I don't.
So Zuulish, are you a fan of Dick? Do you like Dick? Is Dick a thing for you?
It's not a
I
go-to.
didn't put it like
I
that.
might joke about it, but it's not a
very-
go-to question that I. But
No,
no. But see,
No.
I'm Bleed, I'm fucking with you. It's okay. It's okay.
No. Like, but I'm responding to her. I went to high school with my philosophy with gay guys. I had plenty of friends that were gay. I just don't come on to me because I'm not. You know, that was just it. As soon as you do, then I'm like, well, damn, you're pretty cool. But then I gotta say,
Wait
sorry.
till you get a load of me.
No, but I mean, I think I think as a guy conversation, maybe guys don't think about it. Maybe it's a women conversation because
Well, yeah, of course, 100%.
women need to have like we expect people to have roles, and we expect that role to be very dominating in one or the other.
Well, that's because that's what's programmed into the human psyche. Unfortunately,
Yes.
the 40s, 50s, and 60s did all that. But
This is totally a conversation that was going.
That's not really a thing anymore. It's definitely way different now.
That's why I
in
said
a
maybe.
good way.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Like maybe a few years ago, sure, I would have questioned it in my mind, or Lady and I would, after we get away, it would have been a private conversation. I'm not gonna lie and say I wouldn't be that person. But honestly, at this point, I don't care. Like I said, I came into this not even thinking twice that is he or no. No, I wasn't even a thought in my mind. And then you mentioned your husband. I'm like, it totally my brain was like, huh, okay. But see, I think that's a big difference with men and women, though. Guys can just sit around and just make all the dick jokes and everything all day long without even thinking about it. Ladies, you make a gay joke or a dick joke, and I got a lady over here after we get off stream the first night with the joke when I finally really started joking with Lucha and Joker, and she's like, "Do I need to worry if you're gonna run off with Lucha now?" I was like,
No, he's mine. Look at me. He's mine.
Ain't no way.
But then it went from she's like, "Do I need to worry about Lucha?" Then it was like, "Well, holy shit, why are you always all over System?" Because then she started cluing into the fact that I was making jokes with System all the time. Then it was Joker, and she's like,
All right.
"Do I really need to worry?"
Actually, I take him too. That's
No, but seriously, that is the question of questions, because there are some men that'll pitch hit both sides, and there's nothing wrong with that either. You just gotta know what you're dealing with.
Well, but no, my
all
point
the
though.
time about how I'll go into a strip club and be like, "Fuck, she's hot. Look at the titties on her."
But look at how you respond to it. Then think about it though. Guys just do that generally because we got Smitty over here on Twitch, right? And her husband Drew. I've made jokes with him, but she's clear.
Oh God, yeah.
He's clearly with Smitty, and I'm clearly with you. That doesn't mean that I'm going to be running off with Drew to go, have secret meeting, rendezvous, and with them up in Canada. I mean, Drew is sexy, but
What do you mean I need a parental advisory?
she just said.
Oh.
And then there's Jake. Guys just have an easier time making those jokes where it doesn't mean anything. Whereas women tend to Hey, good. They're reminding me
We
like those.
overanalyze it.
Yeah.
I mean, but you asked the same question when we walked into a strip club once, and I was like, "Damn, she's hot."
Because I've never seen you be
Titties
like
on her.
Because I've never seen you be like that before. It was my first time going into a strip club with you, and you're like all up into it. Like, let me go bare my face in that. Like,
Hell yeah! Smother me, bitch. Come on. Let's see how this works out.
she's not wrong. I seriously sat that question doing. I think I need to get my wife out of here because my marriage is in trouble.
No, I just enjoy. Women are pretty to look at. I don't want to see some guy jiggle
No.
his drunk in my face.
Now, Zuulish, this
Like,
is
I
also
would
the same.
rather look at
This is the
face.
same lady when you get her drunk, starts talking about wanting to have sex with every woman that she comes across.
That's not true.
Well,
Okay, just about everyone. There's one or two.
There is no video proof of that.
I have witnesses.
actually,
There is no video proof of that.
Actually, let me pull up some video right here. Give me.
No, but
There may have been at one point in time a VOD that was floating around, but there is nothing.
it's
There's no
been-
more of that.
people are still wondering if this is still the podcast, but no, yes, no.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It is
Yes,
because
let's close this baby out. Come on, we got way off topic.
we did.
We did. We
But
did. This is a conversation
I want to
for a
end this
whole
because
nother day.
I want to end this on the note that we are going to be doing a follow up. And Zuulish, I actually want to thank you for this because
Yeah.
you've actually inspired me. There, not just do I want to do follow ups with you because there are actually a million and one other questions that I have for you, and not literally, but it actually gets me thinking that there are things now that being able to be open, like you encourage me to just ask the question. And there are things that I actually want to go back. I actually want to do. You inspire me to. I need to message a few people and just be like, "Hey,
Okay.
I want to dig in." So thank you for this. It actually was a big help in a big way.
You're getting
I'm
him out
here-
of his comfort zone.
It really is.
I'm here to open up anyone that I can.
I mean, let's talk later. Hold on, No, but honestly, I do want to say thank you because
You're welcome.
you helped me feel a bit more comfortable, and everybody's done it, but you did it in a way that I'm actually inspired to go and there's some things that I wanted to do, some follow up
Oh,
episodes.
God damn it,
with.
Lee! Don't make me cry, too. Jesus Christ, Lady
I
already.
mean,
made me
Lady
cry
already
once.
did it.
So I'm not trying to make you cry. I want to say
Already
I'm
did
saying
it.
thank you because
Fucking
it really.
shit, I'm just trying to be a goddamn man here, and you're just gonna make me cry again. Jesus Christ Almighty!
No, and but no. So thank you, honestly, for this because it was definitely a big help in a big way.
I still see you're a little bit red though, but that's okay.
It's very warm here. Like I literally
No,
I have a heater.
Our house is like hot. right now.
One of the heating vents literally is right under my desk and
Oh,
sits
that
right
sucks.
on me.
I'm
Um,
sorry. I've got
yeah,
a
so-
fan blowing on me. So.
And then having a long sleeve on and probably wasn't the best way to go tonight. So
I
I mean, I'm sorry that I made you so hot and bothered.
Yeah,
That
I
was
just-
not my intention.
but no, I will be messaging you guys. So chat, everybody who's
Yes.
watching, for those of you listening on Spotify, there is going to be a follow-up episode. For those of you who enjoyed the other episodes, you can also thank you to Zuulish because we are going to be doing some other follow-up episodes as well. He's given me a lot of great ideas. But Zuulish, thank you. Chat, you guys have a great night. We will see you. Our next one's going to be Thursday. And
Yes.
we actually got to get that one planned. So we'll see you guys then. It's been another episode, and I appreciate all y'all. We love you. Have a great night.
Good night, y'all.